And it's tough to say, right? Because the Malefic Gun is such a powerful tool to outrange the Harrods. So unless you fall into the center of the Synchro Fissure, then you're in a lot of trouble.
I do definitely think in terms of damage, purely RQ Akira definitely has the better late game because they just have more sources of DPS, but it also means that they're overall more squishy, so positioning matters a bit more for them.
I mean, then there's also the case of the fact that Sagan is playing Lo Yi, and the biggest problem, like, Lo Yi does a lot of damage, but she's so dependent on her charges. If she has no charges, you're basically out of the game until you get it back up.
Well, Holy Crystal was just completed on Dawn, so he finally has the damage necessary to contribute to these team fights, but is it too late at this point?
I don't think it's too late. I mean, he needs to get it eventually, right? It's his core item. It's so important for him to have it if he wants to have relevant damage, and not to mention that I'm not seeing a lot of magic resist coming from the side of RRQ Akira, so his damage will stick. Maybe not on Takashi because he has the Athena shield, but everybody else is free game.
Speaking of diversion, once again they catch out Lovely, instantly bursted down by a 5-man gank. Very surgical from Akira.
Very good stuff here. And now, with a man advantage, this Lord technically should be free.
Maniac gonna try and engage on Luis, but Takashi just gonna zone them off, and Luis even finds Justinian in the brush, surviving with Revitalize. RQ Akira still 5-man strong, and Incilio cannot find an angle to enter. Takashi's just doing such a good job. Maniac finally uses the Vengeance Reaper, jumping too far forward. They'll trade for Luis and Takashi. 2-for-2 trade, actually. Incilio, though, still has to give up the Lord.
All right, that just happened. As long as RQ Akira get the Lord, it's completely fine. We do see that Justinian is doubling down on that burst damage, and his item build so far is looking nice.
Bro, so the browser actually takes a lot of resources, right?
Over to this Nolan. It's not like he's the tankiest hero in the world.
Bro, this trash PC, man, keeps on crashing, bro.
Chasing his opponent, sustaining rather than dealing with specific bursts from
The trash PC, bro. What the fuck can I do?
Held Incilio back for a really long time during that Lord fight, not giving them a way of entering the Lord pit and maybe contesting King. It's because of that Akira was able to get it in the end, but they are overextended.
Why does the browser take that much resources, man? Why?
The push and pull isn't as clean as I'm expecting it to be.
It's not even doing anything.
As long as they maintain that lead, a 3.1k is still a valuable lead for RQ Akira.
And with the Lord pushing out top lane, they should be able to get this mid tier 2, leaving Incilio with only inhibitors standing. They'll probably lose this top one as well, since they just don't have enough resources to handle every lane at the same time. Though RQ actually keeping it safe, not gonna try and push their advantage too far.
Should they be dragging this out longer than it should? Probably not, but at the same time, these inhibitors are really hard to take over. Everybody's generally short-ranged.
Stolen Curtain Call used on both sides. Top inhib will finally fall. We can see Maniac now not really able to hold the front line anymore. The DPS from Akira building up to dangerous levels.
Yeah, he's falling off at this point. He has to play around his ult as well as that Vengeance. Those are his only 2 defensive options at this stage of the game. But looking at the kill score, it's 5-5. It's highly technical between Incilio and as well as RRQ Akira. They're not really forcing mistakes upon them. They're just utilizing the tempo that they generate.
A surprisingly slow game from 2 aggressive teams, but a Raging Stance from Flickers lands on 4, but there's no one to follow up. Lovely just...
That's why, guys, I do not like the Khalid roam.
Akira, and Incilio just back it off.
Why? What was it? Was he expecting Reaper to try and steal the AOG to try and make that combo work out for them? I'm not 100% sure as they look for an inhib.
Luis nearly 1v1ing Justinian by himself on the side, but Maniac doing a lot of damage, forcing Flicker out of Gusta Lagusta and Dose finishing off Sagan, and now RQ Akira missing all of their abilities, but King finally finishing off Maniac in the mid lane.
Okay, a little messy fight, but they stole the TP. Can they intercept
Stolen
them?
diverse, and they go straight in. Gusta Lagusta is scouted out and eliminated instantly.
They didn't react.
Finishing off Maniac in the mid lane.
Okay, a little messy fight, but they stole the TP. Can they intercept
Stolen
them?
diverse, and they go straight in. Gusta Lagusta is scouted out and eliminated instantly.
They didn't react fast enough. They totally forgot that Reaper stole the initial TP, and now the punish almost.
Oh, Justinian with the second follow-up. Killing spree for the Nolan. finally getting the kills he needs.
Hopefully that teaches RRQ a lesson here. Akira need to keep in mind all the small details that are happening in this game. These guys didn't come here to wildcard to lose. They're here to make it to Swiss stage.
Yeah, that's a big reversal, and it's a very familiar thing for RQ Akira because it has happened to them more than once here at the wildcard. A free Lord for Incilio, and a much needed one. It would have been hard for them to defend it if RQ Akira got their hands on it.
Personally, for me, I'm thinking that Incilio, as of right now, are better at taking advantage of RQ Akira with these small opportunities compared to the other way around, where we see that RQ Akira is more likely to overextend. Now, I do hope that, Incilio really make clean calls here because they cannot just leave Lovely and Maniac by themselves anymore.
Yeah, it would be a shame for this sudden comeback to amount to nothing. We can see they're scouting out the mid lane, allowing the Lord to handle bot on its own to see if they can sync up as much structural damage as possible.
What?
RQ Akira are going to be sticking very closely together.
How close do they want to stick together? They just need to space out enough to make sure that the Raging Sandstorm doesn't connect on multiple people, but at the same time, they can't really check these bushes effectively.
And now Lovely looking from the flank. RQ Akira playing very defensively, and they already popped Lovely's immortality, so that's a bit of a wasted resource for Incilio, but they're able to trade mid tier 2 for it, so it's still not too bad.
Wishing Lantern completed by Reaper. He wants to make sure that he can punish Louise, maybe even King in these small moments, because Reaper doesn't exactly have the longest range. More of a mid to short range style of play, and even taking the Brave Smite, knowing that he's going to have to face off against King the majority of the time.
Things are coming to a heel here, ladies and gentlemen. Game state very, very tense. 18.5 minutes in net worth difference is negligible, and the cores on both sides gonna be fully built at this stage.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a winning scenario for RRQ Akira, and a lot of it just bends on whether they can get some proper battle spells out from Incilio. Like, yes, we've seen the Raging Sandstorm being thrown out randomly, same goes for Maniac, but I think the battle spells are by far the most important resource from Incilio to guarantee their engages.
Both teams looking to see if they can find any person that might be isolated pushing the lane, but there's a lot of fear in the land of Dawn right now. Both teams giving a lot of respect to the other. In fact, maybe a bit too much, as they're not really willing to macro the map.
Oh, look, it's a cold, cold war right now. It's a battle of information, and it's difficult because even if you're in RRQs, oh, here we go. Where's that TP heading to?
Okay, that's literally to the opposite side of where the enemies are, right?
I mean, but they already know that Gusta Lagusta's down here, and they know that he's not going to be halfway across the map by himself.
Also fair, but they're going to lose position over the Lord. There's only 20 more seconds here, so taking that recall probably wasn't necessary. They could have just kind of hovered around that mid lane if worse comes to worse. If not, they still could just kind of throw Louise and Takashi into these bushes.
I guess both teams are just being very, very concerned right now. Incilio knows one game guarantees them a final spot. RQ Akira knows they cannot give it to them. So it's a little bit of a tense conflict, a bit of a Mexican standoff here in the land of Dawn, as neither side willing to give an inch.
Yeah, look at the slow pushing waves on top end as well as bottom side. One answered on the bottom side, but I think that RQ Akira are perfectly fine just to let it build up.
If they continue letting the lanes build up, Incilio is going to be forced to respond to them eventually. And right now, they're positioning together because they're expecting RQ to go for this Lord. But the longer they do so, the worse it's going to get.
Look, 1.5 waves on that top side. Keep in mind, there's a missing inhibitor as well. So the Siege Minions are going to be extra thick and bulky. Oh.
Maniac starts the engagement, pops the Vengeance, still has immortality. Actually forces RQ Akira back pretty far. Still able to survive as well to recall back to base and actually go for the defense. They tried to go for a diversion with Gusta Lagusta, but Justinian's already back there, so they do not commit to it. They're gonna go ahead and go for the Lord instead, since the enemy jungler is no longer here, but they're not actually blitzing it. They really should be trying to force this down with no retry on the other side. Incilio finally engaged. King will secure it. Raging Sandstorm comes in. Louise already picked off Don't with the Salmon Sword, doing a lot of damage. Yin Yang reaction, not enough poke in return. Gusta, though, responding with some damage, but jumps right into the blade of the Grim Reaper.
What is happening here? What is happening?
Wait, guys. Harith picking up that lightning crunch is interesting, man. That is the strategy that I was thinking of. I mean, that is the strategy that I will be thinking most of the time, guys.
they can just pull.
Whenever I go Changi with lightning truncheon, guys, that is literally my strat.
Unless Lovely guarantees the initial flicker.
That is literally my strat, man. Lightning truncheon Changi, lightning truncheon on
Actually, where was it?
what is that other hero that I play?
Anyways, it was headed towards Gusta Lagusta. So again,
Gushan, lightning truncheon, Changi lightning truncheon. Those are like literally like he's literally thinking like me. Wow.
They are overthinking. Because
Whenever I'm not able to like engage and constantly keep on engaging with attack speed heroes, or the heroes that I'll be like having to dive onto the enemies like Gushan, I'll be going for lightning truncheon when my entire build is almost complete, man. As a last item or as a second last item, lightning truncheon will be doing a lot of damage, killing with the magic.
they are put in very advantageous opportunities, and I think it's
My
on
hand,
Incilia
oh.
to actually make the motion first, and I think that RQ Akira knows that.
And Incilio, they're no strangers to this position. They already consider themselves the underdogs of the wild card. So I think they're fully ready to deal with the pressure ahead of them. Their positioning's pretty good overall. They just gotta up the macro play a bit to put pressure on RQ.
Yeah, and it's not like Incilio's engagements are super clean as well. A lot of the time, it's just Maniac or even Lovely jumping in, buying a little bit of time, finding that information before Incilio finally pulls the trigger.
This is going to be a long haul here, as right now, even though RQ Akira has the structural advantage, it doesn't feel like they're playing in a good enough way to keep that going. Luis will get scouted out. Maniac takes so much damage from the Yin and reaction. Gonna back it off straight away. They're not really able to find more space here.
I think it's totally fine for now. They just need the Lord on their side, and then they can start pushing out and making things happen across the map. Just have to wait just a wee bit longer here. In the meantime, at least for Incilio, having to play reactively, not much of a choice in their eyes, because there's just so much counter-engage coming in from RQ Akira, mainly coming in from Luis, but the timings of his AOG, I would say, is a little questionable and honestly punishable.
And that's why I said Gatot as a primary initiator really isn't the best thing you got.
Yep, I do not like Gatot as a tank, right?
RQ Akira
He cannot really engage.
Luis,
He's not reliable with his engages.
the positioning can be pretty awkward, and that's something that Incilio has been able to take advantage of.
Well, I mean, their composition is more designed for Siege. I think they should be utilizing that AOG. Oh,
Rage Exasper flickers in, finds Sagan in the back line, and now they jump on top of King. Immortality gone, shut down by Justinian. Mega kill for the Nolan, and that is the end of
Justinian has been playing this game really amazingly on that Nolan, man.
interesting. No commitments of ultimates.
He hasn't been overcommitting. He has been keeping a real good pressure on the map.
That's just an assumption here. I'm not 100% sure. But for now, Incilio have the advantage and should be able to take this Lord without any contestation.
should be an absolutely free Lord. King is still dead for another 40 seconds. In fact, RQ should be making something happen on the other parts of the map instead of just hovering here, looking for something that isn't there.
The pressure is mounting. RQ Akira, they cannot afford to lose this game. They will lose their ticket to the Swiss stage. If they do, they've got to win this 2-0 against Incilio if they want to stand a chance. And I think that Incilio, minimal pressure on their side.
They know that even if they drop this game, they'll still have other opportunities, but they're still
What the hell?
very,
Oh, okay,
very
sure.
effectively right now. A free tower up top, a Lord.
I don't really want to, even though I voted for Incilio, right? Incilio to win. I do not wanna.
Right now, Incilio, initially
My 300 gas coins. I do not want Incilio to win this game, bro.
finding their footing.
The Khalid Rom shouldn't be winning.
Positions themselves, well, mispositions themselves a lot of the time.
You can
I think
see the momentum building up on Incilio.
I voted Incilio to win though, but
A goal lead though at 25 minutes, that actually doesn't mean as much as you would think. Lord will finally collide down bottom. Only 2 waves for RQ and Akira to deal with though, so they don't have to worry about it for now, but Incilio, still 5-man strong, gonna be going in. Bottom inhibitor's already gone. Louise almost bursted, but tossed to revitalize. Maniac able to jump out, still has Immortality standing, and Quicksand Guard keeps Lovely up against Tekashi as well. Surgical approach, Incilio not able to do as much damage as they'd like though.
Yeah, I think at this point,
wasted 500 coins on RRQ Akira. Of course you did.
Lovely to try
RRQ Akira, they will survive, guys. Don't worry.
RQ Akira, maybe even force a reaction. He's got Flicker to get out of
Oh, bro.
if not, at the very least, just pull himself away from tower range.
Something else I've noticed is that Sagan has not used the diversion for the last few minutes. RQ Akira has been put in a position where they're actually too afraid.
The casting for the tournament of the C3 teaser one, it's
Too much is at stake if you make the wrong call, right? When you have structure advantage against your opponents and you're playing this Lo Yi, at least you know that 50% of your map is a safe space to play from. Well, I mean, give or take depending on the scenario, but now going into the backline could be a good idea if somebody shows from Incilio, and most of the time they are just walking as 5 to guarantee that they don't fall into that trap.
It can certainly be a strategy to not use diversion for a while to make your opponents forget that it exists, but I'm not really sure if that's the strategy RQ is going for here. They're even starting to buy the match.
the game is freaking smack dab equal, man. Goal doesn't even matter at this point, right? The game is literally equal.
Raw power at this point. If not, maybe they just have way too much gold, right?
That's possible.
I mean, we're already in the ultra late game. It's been 20.
Motherfuckers, this has been a 30-minute long game.
7.3K.
And 27.
Looks big, but really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
What does matter is Incilio is controlling most of the map. RQ Akira are not willing to split themselves up to deal with the lanes independently, which means that they're nowhere close to being able to contest the Lord Pit.
Well, now they use their magic sentry, open up that top side. Love how they're making sure that they have a good split as well. There's a lot of possibilities for a backdoor to happen, but unfortunately, Lord spawning on that top side allows Incilio more control. And this is what they've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah, they do have to worry about diversion still, though it was actually just used to bring them up to top lane, just to make sure the waves are pushed up. Conceal does come out, though it doesn't really amount to anything, as Justinian and Reaper will scout out RRQ, walking through the mid-push flank.
Can't do much about that. Again, this Valentina is making Gatot's life really, really difficult. To find an effective engage is also asking a lot from Louise. But even so, even Takashi realizing, man, it's really hard to zone away Justinian, especially since that his ult, that fracture, it comes off a cooldown way too fast.
Something RQ Akira has to worry about, though, is Reaper has just stolen the diversion, so a backdoor play is now possible for Incilio as well, and they are doing exactly that!
Oh, nice Winter, nice Winter! Swapping into the freaking emo. Wow!
Able to find the pickup they were looking for. Avatar the Guardian used.
Nice Winter, guys, this is why I keep on fucking saying Winter Crown Immortality, Winter Crown Immortality. If you're not a trash man, you will be freaking always building that.
He's got the
Winter Crown Immortality, those kind of plays are so important.
first position.
Those kind of plays are so important, man. The Winter Crown Immortality plays, bro, those are huge items that the epics cannot make use of, man. They go for concentrated energy on Valir and shit, bro.
Still knows the risk.
Why?
Takashi buying a lot of time against Maniac in the mid lane, but they're still not really trying to force this Lord down. Justinian has to clear the wave down at the base, though, so they'll finally come.
This is a big fight, and okay, let's go. RRQ securing that Lord.
First and try and get out.
Whee!
Able to do so. Louise is gone. However,
Whee!
Sagan gonna be stopped with the
Wee, bro. Oh, crazy 30-minute game.
RQ.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. They were able
Concentrated energy, Valley.
getting an effective engagement here. They sacrificed two, but at the same
Oh,
time,
bruh, I wanna play some games as well, guys. I haven't played the games. I think I have played like 3 games yesterday, right?
of Incilio, and finding
Yo, my boy Arnav, man, hello.
Incilio is feeling the desperation.
Guys, Arnav, look at the game timer, bro. The game is just
We're able to use
back from exam. How did your exam go, man?
in the Lord.
I hope you freaking rocked it, man.
Now
This is
Has
19.
to deal with the Lord pushing up top lane.
This
Looks like our
19.
Akira called for the pause here. Let's see whether our marshals will be able to take care of it. It looks like it's something with King that's going on their side. But don't worry, our marshals already at the bay, ready to solve the problem.
Oh my god.
This has been a marathon here.
Exclamation mark Kingo, guys. Exclamation mark Kingo.
3-minute game 1. We know the stakes. We know a single victory from Incilio, disregarding the rest of the game's results, will put them into the grand finals. RQ Akira very aware of that
Exclamation mark
fact, and so
Kingo.
they're just not overextending at all.
I mean,
It is, and after all, it was a physics exam. Should I be permanently banning Kingo from my chat, guys? What do you guys think, man? Permanently getting rid of Kingo. It'd be amazing, right?
It's more important for RQ Akira to maintain battle formation in comparison to Incilio, who would rather like to approach.
Oh my god! I just opened my in-game history,
Pieces
and I just see a tree of Kingo in my team. A guy that forced Lancelot with Sky Piercer 2-7 Sky Piercer Lancelot
built a full
with Blade of Heptasis. And I am playing Cyclops. I'm carrying MVP loss 4-3-4.
But at the very least, RQ Akira have finally
That trio are playing freaking man. That trio, I didn't even see this trio working together at all.
forward. 30 minutes in is a tough obstacle.
One day it will surely happen. The Kingo permanent ban.
and I think it's
I can just get rid of Kingo right now, bro. I think it's a pretty good idea.
mistakes being forced upon each other anymore.
At least get rid of Kingo for 5 minutes.
Gets tired first, who is caught sleeping at the wheel. Maybe
Bro, these are the players, man, that like will be causing my risky heroes to be having a lesser win rate.
I gotta ask you, Gideon, is this how you expected this game to go down?
no, absolutely not.
My risky heroes, and I will only be carrying with my marksman because I do have to count on my team with my marksman, but with Hanabi and shit though, I can survive a lot and just run.
Hunger when it comes
With Hanabi, I can always keep a better position with Hanabi Lela.
with the amount of space Takashi is. I can't
With Moskov though, I have to go aggro, right?
take the Lord and let's walk away.
It doesn't really feel good to play the Moskov
We know that they're going to
with
do
Kingos in team.
it once they start throwing bodies.
I guess it's probably a combination of a few
Kingos.
factors, right? Because RQ Akira has said that they specifically
Bro, I have freaking 80 Alice games.
preparation to go
The hell?
and they've been humbled multiple times this wild card, so not a good combo for aggressive play.
Yeah, but I mean, they've missed their timings for aggressive plays, right? It's really going to come down to a full 5v5 since we're already hitting the 30 minutes.
Yeah. They actually paused, right?
It wasn't the longest game. Actually, never mind. I'll double check with Zipper later on. But this, so far, looking to be in contention for the longest game here at Wildcards.
I think it definitely is going to be, especially since without Luis and Sagan, RQ Akira aren't able to do anything.
They literally took care of the Lord without losing a single inhibited tower, bro. RRQ, they needed to pressure here. What happened?
Take risks.
Well, I mean, there is the second wave, so let's see whether they do anything with the second wave. Maybe force a fight, maybe look for a potential pick here.
Kingo's in my team.
The scenario that
Flickered.
I see happen
Sorry, flame shot Minotaur.
of Don't, locking him down with the curtain call and a +1. It would be ideal if he gets Reaper, but it really doesn't matter. As long as you anchor Don't in a spot,
This Kingo's in my team. They dropped my Cho win rate to fucking 53 games, 56%, man.
they should win these fights easily.
Interestingly though, I think Reaper did steal the curtain call himself.
They dropped my Eren win rate, man. They dropped my Eren win rate. My Eren win rate used to be 70 plus. They dropped it to 64, man. This Kingo's, bro.
Really good for Incilio.
It would, because the opposite combination will be steal the curtain call and then having the Raging Sandstorm flicker from Lovely to lockdown too. That also works as well.
So many possibilities, but fate has decreed a single
You are carrying nothing, Kingo.
willing to diverge from that one road
The only thing you are carrying, it's a dead ass brain, bro.
until the next Lord.
For now, both teams need to be patient.
It's the only thing you are carrying, Kingo. A dead brain.
They could look to try and bait out some motions, which I hope that they would do, right? They have the pressure to push them all the way up to their inhibitors and then look to TP out, worst comes to worst. And, whoa,
Alright, conceal play, but there's nobody there, man.
Far away.
But who has conceal in that team?
Expecting them
Takeshi?
to join the bushes in the Lord pit, but Incilio's playing a little bit further back.
the frustration that I'm seeing here is the fact that they are taking space, but they're not looking to hold the space. So what's the point of taking the space if you're not looking to hold it in the first place, right? You open up these bushes, and now guess what? You have to recheck them again just to make sure that nobody is there, and you are uncontested for the Lord.
But the macro still in favor.
My floating is still sitting at 70%. Wow.
lane, so Incilio has to actually respond, and that gives RQ information on where their opponents are. Lord at 50%. RQ Kira gonna reset it once again. Willing to risk it. Maniac in the back line, but does get scouted out by Takashi. And now they catch out Lovely. Gonna be stuck in place within Yin Yang reaction, but RQ not overextending to break that immortality.
Okay, now RQ, they see this. Clearly that Reaper has the curtain call, right? So now they gotta make sure that their backline doesn't get locked.
I don't even have a single Benedetta skin. Wow.
RQ Kira either looking for the re-engage or giving...
Wait. Insulio picking up that Lord.
Maniac now wants to run away. AOG.
I don't want Insulio to win with freaking Khalid Rom, but I don't think the freaking side of RRQ Akira deserves to win either, man. They're playing so bad. That's a lovely flicker raging sandstorm from Lovely. Bro, they're losing to minions. Never mind, not yet. Takeshi will be taken down. Takeshi is surviving. Takeshi still survives. Takeshi got the bomb. Takeshi. Oh, what a diversion. They're actually trying to pressure with the diversion. Never mind, guys. Donut.
Winter Crown on Sagan.
Wait. The fuck, bro.
Double kill for Don't.
Where is Gusta? Gusta is dead. So this is over, man. Insulio wins. Insulio wins, right? Insulio wins.
They trade 3 for 1.
This is now a 4v2. King and Luis don't have enough wave clear to deal with the Lord and the Crystals at 30%. Reaper and Don't are coming in to back up their teammates, and that's Luis down.
Nah, this GG's, man. Best luck. Yep.
The game is broken open as Incilio take the game and a direct ticket to the wild card finals.
Woo! They've done it. They've done it. Extreme patience and the right opportunity presenting themselves in a long, drawn-out marathon game here, coming in from Incilio. What a match to kick things off for this group.
A grueling 34-minute game, and it is only the first of the series. RQ Akira taking every possible precaution.
How many minutes was that, man? How many minutes was that game? Hold on.
In doing so, 50%. RQ Akira gonna reset. Killing free for Don't. Finally,
that was a 35 minutes game.
Incilio take the game and a direct ticket to the wild card finals.
Woo! They've done it. They've done it. Extreme patience and the right opportunity presenting themselves
here, and it is quite an upset as well. Incilio, a team with very little international experience, stealing the final slot away from none other than RRQ Akira.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part. The fact that Incilio is so reactive.
RRQ badly. So RRQ have been playing stupidly, bro. RRQ have been playing like Kingu for the past 2 days, bro. RRQ literally have been playing like Kingu for the last 2 days. RRQ only played good the first day of the tournament, but after that, man, RRQ literally being pulling off Kingus.
You're like, okay, dump this item, let's pick up an immortality instead, and even a malefic roar to double down on the one-shot potential towards the carries in the back line, which he never got access to.
I was just thinking, like, whoever's in charge of producing immortalities and winter crowns is getting like really high stock profits in this game specifically because of all the swapping. 35 minutes, and despite that, the kill score is only 17-9.
17-9, and for the longest time it was 5-5, you know, 9-9, keeping it pretty even across the board. When we start looking at the setups and especially the gold, overinflated numbers, of course, but I think that when you get to that ultra late game stage, I was expecting Gusta Lugusa to eventually pop off. He has the weapon.
How many more exams are left for you, Arnab?
Damaging majority of the members from Incilio.
But I think he did mistime his flank in that very last Lord fight. He went in, got the kill on Justinian, which that was his only death of the game, so it was pretty valuable, but he also exposed himself because the rest of RQ Akira was playing separate from him and expecting him to enter at a later timing.
I don't know. I think that unfortunately for RRQ Akira, when we're looking at the post-game stats, I'm expecting decent damage all across the board. But yeah, don't completely out-damage. He had the space to actually weave in those auto attacks. And this just goes to show, right? Because again, it's not like Harith is a consistent DPS. It's not every single one of his autos is going to be a bang.
Campaign.
But when he does drop that,
Hello, Hex. What's going on, bro?
Forward, you can see that RQ Akira
Can you please can you time out Kingu for 5 minutes, man? Kingu is so freaking annoying.
Because once the Summon Force comes out, you just drop Avatar the Guardian right on top of it, and you.
Kingu is just brain dead, bro.
RQ Akira only had the Katot to engage, so they had to save it for other circumstances, and they were playing pretty safe the whole game anyway.
He actually did it. He actually did it. I was kidding, man. He actually did it.
Just to make sure that nobody is able to back
He actually did it, bro.
I think Incilio could tell towards the end of the game when there were so few diversions happening that RQ Akira was trying
Papricha, bro, why are you even keeping that white in him, man?
to check again whether more than like
Hey, Higgs, do you still play that stupid game? Do you still play that game, man? Takimon Shite?
and him being there to stop the final diversion by Sagan and Tekashi basically saved the game.
Yeah, they
You know,
although I would like to see RQ
done, Naika. You know what I miss, bro. I miss bot gaming.
his entire team for a potential backdoor, but instead of having
Left every game. Exam going on for you as well.
engage your opponents or chase your opponents now with the extra movement speed that it provides your team, utilize it. Throw the diversion out, get information through vision.
RQ Akira just did not play like themselves. This was
I only play Xbox. That's not a game, bro. That's a console. How can you play the console?
necessary to make sure that they wouldn't give up the final slot to the final.
What do you mean, bro?
But their slow pace and decisions being made in the heat of emotion ended up costing them.
Oh my god, bro. The damage from Harry late game. Nick getting
They have a good idea. They knew exactly
the
how
chat,
to
bro.
kind of push their opponents off from these turns to get structural.
Really, Volty? Seriously, bro?
Too many options and too many priorities.
Whatever, bro. It has many games. Brah, I'm asking for the title specifically. What are you playing?
Flavor of this flavor. There's too many options.
What are you playing? Give me the title.
Was outpacing Incilio in macro. So many
I kind of wanna just become like from being a gamer. I also wanna become a gamer again, bro. I'm so tired of being a gamer.
and objectives.
Yep.
So many missed opportunities.
Yeah, and worst comes to worst.
Going into these solo queue games and getting Kingus in my team, man, it's not funny, bro. I'm gonna play something else. I miss playing Prince of Persia. I miss playing
Like very because
Far Cry. Was it Far Cry? Yeah, it was Far Cry, right? I miss playing Serious Sam. You guys, hey, have you guys played Serious Sam, guys? Have you guys played Serious Sam? Come on, tell me.
Add Fairy World on TikTok
Anks?
on our website for more updates.
I think an M6 Swiss.
Gideon gonna cook that other customer. Nah, bro. That's what you do not understand, man. That's why these casters shine, all of them,
With no stakes,
because the other one is literally trying to make the other one
go
shine.
ahead and play the game they want to with no
That's why the casting is that is why the casting is always good, man.
Yeah, please. I would love
They aren't trying to cook the other one necessarily, right? Like some people, they are trying to poke fun at each other. It's like Eterna and Lapel, Mirko. Whenever those are casting, like whenever they have Eterna on their desk, man, they will always be trying to poke fun at Eterna, right? It's their vibe.
M6, a lucky gift. You can join the
But this guy's good, man. That's Rafasha,
and Beatrix
Hafasa, something like that.
Light Seeker. Don't
Lafel is the one that is doing the best job so far on this wildcard stage.
limited time.
for those of you who
No, boom. Oh, wow.
Owen is
You haven't played Serious Sam, bro. Go, yo.
the Beatrix exclusive.
If you can, try Serious Sam out. How about it, man?
So I don't want to see
You are not playing any game. You are not. I guess since you are like using since you are using Xbox, you have a lot of free time. Go and try out Serious Sam, bro. How about it?
Trying to just throw the gloves off. Just
I think you will love it, man.
Isn't really even about pride anymore at this stage. It's about making a statement, and sometimes the best way
My
to do that
stupid
is
cam, man.
enjoy
Keep on
yourself.
freaking crashing like a nig.
I would like to see them come up with their comfort.
My cam is being a freaking bolty to me, man.
I mean, get
Nigging me.
Phobias, have a good time, see whether or not he can make it work.
If they're able to bring it to a game tree, then at the very least they can feel a little bit more prideful in the fact that their preparations did mean something in
Why the fuck am I looking red?
Cilio. They already made it to the finals, right? They don't need the clean sweep, but it would be an even bigger.
Alright, man. Here comes the draft.
See a different side of Isilio because again, I would say if I were to categorize them, I would say that they are very big opportunists. They're very big reactive players. Similarly, like Lovely. And we asked Isilio, Isilio seems to be experimenting with heroes a lot. Why is that? And his reply is, we practice many heroes in scrims, but we don't always know how they'll perform in tournaments. For example, we had success with Matilda in scrims, but here, teams know how to pressure and invade. Our lack of international experience makes it hard to predict.
Well, you could say that the opposite is true. Their lack of international experience makes them just as difficult to predict for their opponents. RQ Akira put so much work
You see, Rafasa is good, man.
specifically, and it still did not bear fruit. So I think Isilio can feel very proud about the fact that they have achieved so much here, and that their path to M6 main stage.
What is that name? Is that what was that, man? I forgot. I think it is something like Rafasa or something.
Jump on into the draft.
All right, let's see what weapon.
Everybody will be good, man. Everybody will be good. Paired up with the experienced one, everybody will look good. As long as you know, as long as you just know to talk about ML or talk in general, everybody will be a good caster.
In terms of win rate of blue as well as red side, things have been a little up and down. We've seen both sides doing pretty well thus far.
But I like three-man desk more.
That they have in that draft, the power.
Because whenever you have a three-man desk, right, it is not a conversation back and forth between two guys. Like three people are, whenever three people are casting,
So when
they all get a lot of time to think.
flexibility that you can exercise with hero
I finally got PG out. Let's go.
that is when the meta is the most entertaining and most complicated as well for our players and their coaches.
Yeah, that's why it makes it real difficult to.
And whenever they have like three-man desk,
For example,
that's where most of the wild shit comes out. And it becomes fun to watch.
go for that first pick, Suyo once more, and do they have answers towards that? And I would think that in the previous game, the same, pretty much the exact same thing happened, right? You had
Oh!
Hill banned, the only difference being the Lo Yi here.
Oh, not the Polygon though.
Also banned in the previous game.
I think for the same reason that teams have been consistently banning out Cho against Tekashi, Alpha is being banned out here by Isilio just to prevent Luis from having an easy-to-play early game dominance.
There goes the Gatto. Guys, interesting thing. None of these teams are freaking giving a flying shit about Fanny, bro.
Hacha
Bro, Fanny!
finally gonna get banned out as well. All right.
Guys, they don't play Fanny.
Touched by either one of these teams.
Yep.
And it was wide open the last time. Same goes for Fulvius. Same goes for Chip. There's a lot of power picks not being utilized here by these teams.
In fact, this is the first time the entire wildcards that Fanny has not been banned. So with the hero open, it poses a question to RQ. Do you want to lock this in right now? With the recent buff, Fanny is kind of ridiculous.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, Cho is also open, and it's I don't know.
And Cho is a Fanny counter.
It's kind of good. I think he's really nasty in this meta. Great. Usually they want first pick flex picks anyways. It looks like they're gonna go. Ooh, interesting. Valentina for the side of our RQ Akira.
I think at this point, keeping things open is not.
These guys that don't actually fucking play Fanny, huh?
The Cho Fanny combo now.
Yeah, they don't play Fanny at all.
Ooh, no, going for Suyo.
All right. Fun fact: the Insignia versus RQ Akira's 35 minutes and 13-second game 1 is the second longest game in M series.
History.
Next to RRQ versus Blacklist International's 35-35 game 1 in M3 knockout.
We were so close to breaking it.
Yeah, I was
actually.
thinking whether or not it was RRQ Akira or whether it was RRQ Hoshi that had one of the longest games in the M series. I couldn't figure out which one. Thank you, Zipper, once again for pulling up the fun facts.
It's just RRQ wanting to prolong games, you know? We like MLBB, we want more game time, so why not do so? But it looks like Fanny and Cho just completely left open by both teams so far.
Hey man, they're gonna stick to what they know best. The Suyo and High Loss locked in for the side of Incilio. I would expect the response coming in from RRQ to be the Cho. At the very least, you can kind of kick your opponents out of the way. You can steal the glorious pathway. They might even consider even going for a Edith, Hayabusa.
Bro, they don't play the Fanny, man. None of these teams play Fanny. Interesting, bro.
Option when paired with Valentina, it keeps the game state pretty open for you. And
Guys, that actually goes to show a lot, right?
your opponent does decide to pull out, but the Hayabusa can be pretty risky. If Incilio goes for more tankier heroes or high mobility options, then no snowball means no effectiveness.
Yeah, and I think there's two heroes come to mind, but I'm thinking about
Wait, Hilda? Oh no, Hilda was banned. Hilda was banned. Never mind. Hilda was banned.
hidden until the second phase here. I think that's the decision being made by the Incilio staff here with Reaper and as well as their coach discussing the
Wow.
options.
Let's see, it looks like it is going to be the
Luna? Oh!
from Incilio.
Bro, no,
The
man.
hero that can be pretty effective against Hayabusa. Ogi Shadow Kill comes out, you just pop the Brilliance, and it does kind of deter the pickup. But I'm not too sure if they needed to pick it so early.
I guess they can still utilize it as a flex pick, right? As long as they have a concussive blast user as their support to walk around with this Lunox in the mid lane, I don't think it'll be that bad because it could be a hard read on Incilio's side to say that this Edith is almost definitely going into the EXP.
True, true. Lunox has been played as more of a gold laner these days, but mid lane is still a possibility, especially since Incilio knows they can lose the next two games and not have to break a sweat at all. They do ban the Khalid to prevent a little of that early game harassment.
Lunox is interesting here, man.
Hayabusa.
I think that's totally fair. I think that's an okay ban. At the same time, Chip is still out in the open for both of these teams. Although, whether or not the Arlet should be a consideration for the side of RRQ Akira would be interesting though, because at this point it's about whether or not you have enough ways to kind of bypass the front line, if not disengage and look to counter-engage your opponent afterwards. So those are the two options that they have, either flanks or counter-engage.
Lunox is good versus the Valentina. Right? No, right. No, actually, Lunox is kind of good versus Hayabusa too. Lunox can burst out the Edith. Lunox can pressure the Edith. Lunox is good against Haya, right? You can just freaking immune that ulti.
They're going to be leaning towards supports. They really want
Not really immune even. You can just totally cancel out the ult from Hayabusa.
Takashi can still play the CC into it and still have a winning matchup. Not to mention that Cho is still wide out in the open. When we've seen him already, he's proven himself that he knows.
I am feeling so sleepy, man.
It's still a very solid option for both teams actually, as Hedif and Hylos are pretty flexible options right now. Neither team really revealing much in this draft, and that just makes it very difficult to predict.
And now the chip getting banned all the way out into the freaking 10th ban. Sorry, that was the ninth ban. Pretty much Haya is useless against Lunox. Actually, can do sure. Haya isn't useless necessarily, not useless.
Who would have like a relevant global ult.
I don't really like the Haya that much.
Either one of these teams actually pick it up.
I'm not afraid of Haya, man.
Yep. One final ban for the side of RRQ Akira. What are they going to be the most worried about at this point?
Just thinking about the way
Oh my god.
influence this game, right? I think at this point, if you are in RRQ's position, do you even consider getting rid of the... Oh, okay, there we go. The Arlet finally gets banned out. Interesting options here.
Yeah, getting rid of Arlet and Tigreal does mean RQ wants to basically group together, but there we go. There's the show. 100% pick ban, 75% win rate. And we still don't know.
Yeah, guys. So like my roam preference, the Ching Chong, it's always been like picked and banned, guys.
Gets his hands on
Welcome to Cho.
Phoveus does pretty okay here, especially against the Cho. Even up against the High Loss, he has a very good laning phase as well. In terms of the support though, that means Edith would have to go into that sector.
Chinaman being OP.
Way to punish it. Is there a setup they can punish the mid lane? I don't think so here. Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward for RRQ.
Let's see if they feel the same. The final 2 picks here for game number 2 from the side of RRQ. Akira going to be, I do hear the Jawhead actually, alongside the Wanwan.
Huh. Jawhead Roam? Jawhead EXP? Jawhead Roam, right?
Probably Jawhead Roam. EXP is possible, but a bit more of a pub game pick. Ooh, Lunox is going to be mid lane for Incilio.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I think Incilio still remembers that early...
Jawhead Rome is pretty strong, bro. I always go Jawhead Rome as well, man. If I do not get to play the Chodom, I'll go for Jawhead Rome. Oi, 1-1.
Transition from early to mid. Good luck to both of these teams, though. I think that the composition is interesting coming out from RRQ Akira because now they've got a, would I say a wider toolbox? I think they've got an interesting...
And Misty giving 0 heads. Guys, Misty just gave me 0 heads again.
Their composition, if they do find an early game lead, but where is it going to come from? I'm not
This bitch Misty, man.
pretty straightforward. Survive early, win late.
Their late game potential is so strong with Moscow.
Misty is such a bitch.
Can build up a snowball because of how much displacement and setup they have for the 1-1's crossbow of Tang. Either way,
As always, being a
the
kingo.
rest of this series will have no bearing on who moves on into the grand finals. So let the land of Dawn become a place of joy once again as both teams just challenge each other in a battle of wits.
All right, it's going to be RRQ Akira on the blue side up against Incilio on the red side. Same start, probably heading towards the gold lane anyways. Yup, right to the top side of the map. But the early proxy coming up from this high loss as well. Very nicely done by Maniac to identify that he doesn't really care what Edith does at level 1.
I think this is very smart as well because when you have a Jawhead on the opposite side, it's very common for them to start leashing the second buff to try and accelerate their jungle. So by Maniac doing this, he knows that Luis will probably not be around to stop him, and it will counterbalance the speed that King farms.
Yep, and so far that means King is not going to hit level 4 on time. And
Lovely is the one that is playing that Chinaman over here, huh?
the 4-ball camp instead runs up towards his Beetle side where he will meet Suyo.
Justinian's already here, both junglers at level 3. King starts the battle. Justinian taking a lot of damage. The retry is being used on both.
Nice pause, man. Nice pause.
Gonna jump into a
Because I am in a match as well
What
here.
a dangerous scenario that was for a moment. I don't know. Charging up for the arrow there was a little risky in hopes that he was able to steal away the camp at range and still walk away from it. And I don't think it would have mattered anyway because Suyo doesn't have like an ult. He unlocks all his abilities at level 4. But at the same time here, I do like the motions we saw from RRQ Akira.
And I'm facing a 9-tails deck and the enemies... oh my god, bro.
The Suyo on the top.
He got the 9-tails, man, and he was the second. He was going second. He got the 9-tails, man, straight away.
Directly fight the Hayabusa a little bit more, though he may have been in an awkward position in his cooldown.
Yeah, I think he already used the Soul Sever, the hold version of the Soul Sever at that point of time.
Yeah, we know that Suyo just got his overall cooldowns increased. Especially in the early game, you're gonna see this affect him quite a lot. So probably just a really bad timing there that the Hayabusa was able to do a lot of damage.
Not to mention, he was not in immortal form, so he doesn't have the added damage reduction as well. Warcry is surprisingly really effective in the early game, especially on Hayabusa for some reason. It's super easy to proc, and it's super easy to get multiple reactions from it.
I mean, Warcry is just a very universal emblem, right? The condition to hit it is pretty simple, and its effectiveness will be present throughout the game.
I think personally for me, Impure Rage is the most universal one. You just need to touch the guy, that's it.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the most universal. It is a universal emblem.
It's true. I mean, the extra damage once you trigger it is very, very fun, and it feels nice to be on Hayabusa, trigger your Warcry, and your autos feel like you're throwing out, at least touching somebody with one of your shurikens with each punch he throws.
Yeah, it's a very good feeling here, but starting things off already, we are seeing a little bit more willingness from RQ and Kira to engage. Unfortunately, their plan was stopped initially to try and speed up the Hayabusa, but being able to chunk out Justinian this early is also pretty good.
I mean, they pulled it back to their level, right? Their level of tempo. Both junglers are at equal level at this point in time. Both hitting in level 4 exactly at the same time as well. The only slight advantage I would expect to be seeing is probably from Reaper and as well as Sagan, right? The slight EXP lead coming from...
What the hell, guys?
King, though, gonna have his eyes on Don't. I get the feeling Don't knows the possibility that he is around, but it's gonna be difficult for him to position anyway. Not able to flicker out of the Ogi Shadow kill, but not quite enough damage from King to finish him off either.
Right, they're still alive for the time being here. And ooh, a good Louise using that ejector. It looks like the potions haven't been popped down. They still want to make sure that the ejector can potentially save lives, if not grief them.
We all know the possibility of that in our Puffs games. But with the first turtle up, both junglers still can be matching each other in pace. Just gonna be
You guys enjoy, man. Something is happening here, man. I don't know. My freaking
Waiting for the right time.
yeah, something is wrong with my this thing, guys. PRB.
Actually try and take this away. He's gonna hit level 5 first. I don't know if he wants to get his purple buff real quick, but at this point, Justinian knows which side of the map that he's already started on, and probably recognizes that he will go for his purple before touching the turtle.
Yeah, both junglers gonna go for the more economy route, not trying to take the turtle at level 5, instead shifting to the buff and hitting level 6 first. So the game state being slowed down a little bit, which I think is quite good for Incilio, since with an Edith and Jawhead on the opposite side, Akira's early game is pretty scary.
See how this plays out, right? Because, again, they don't necessarily have to fight for this turtle. They see the turtle spot, and now, look at that. He's heading towards the top side. King trying to set up for a potential dive here.
But Lovely already rotating up just to make sure that Don't doesn't get targeted again. So RQ Akira still sticking to a more farm-oriented pathing, which I don't really like when you have setup heroes like Jawhead and Edith.
Yeah, and I think that Jawhead eventually will fall off. So, oh, there we go. That's what we want to see. Yes, I looked at Louise and saw, hey, wait a minute, where's the green little dot? I'm like, I don't see him on the map using his unstoppable force anytime soon. And finally, first blood already coming through.
Literally right after we said it as well. Being able to catch out Lovely in between rotations to the gold lane, gonna be pretty nice, but not actually that valuable since it is the roamer on the side of Incilio.
At the same time, Lovely, he needs to make sure that the Shunto is up if he's targeted by the unstoppable force. Having anti-CC is a powerful tool, but if you mistime it, you could lose everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Jawhead can be a two-pronged spear here, depending on how well he is played. It's a hero that has already found some success in the wildcard so far, but isn't actually the most popular pick due to how quickly he does fall off once you get to the mid to late game.
Agreed. I do think that right now, Luis should be hovering towards the top side of the map, right? Every single time he has that unstoppable force available, he should probably be forcing it onto Don't to guarantee his battle spell. If not, and that's
that was close. Yep, unstoppable force actually gonna miss on Lovely. Good flicker timing, but battle spell gone on Cho.
Yeah, that's fine. Just means that if Cho is eating the ult, that means Don't can survive and just keep playing.
Oh man, thankfully it is nothing much. It's just an ingrown hair, man. It's just an it's just an ingrown goatee hair, bro. But the thing is really painful, bro. Imagine having an ingrown hair like around here. So painful.
Engagements. Takashi gets the onward on Lovely, but not gonna commit.
Louise, though, forces out the brilliance at least.
Yep, Louise not going to be targeted by Maniac. Glorious Pathway comes out, has to flicker out of air. RQ Akira with the instant reversal. Brilliance stolen by Sagan, so he's not able to get the kick in from a Lovely. Both teams doing a good job of responding right now. Turtle at 50%, unstoppable force on Maniac, throws him back into the rest of RQ Akira, but he still has Revitalized, so he's just tanking all of it. Primal Wrap comes out, Justinian gets the Turtle. Maniac still surviving, but gets terrified. Ogi Shadow kill. Sagan.
Justinian has really been spot on with most of these 50-50 red trees.
Very
Whee! Speaking of Justinian, he's gonna be looking to pick up a kill on Luis. Never mind.
Unfortunate, that could have been a really great trade kill coming in from Incilio's side. Don't worry, this is what we do expect from Incilio, especially for the early stages of...
How do you guys feel about Hayabusa in the jungle right now, guys?
Get too involved just yet, but RRQ Akira, hopefully they start pumping up the gas, right? Now, Luis is missing out on his flicker. Big deal. He still has that unstoppable force. He just needs a volatile target, and Don't is currently missing his flicker right now. So if they can start this dive and set it up nicely on that top side, and I can see Sagan hovering around there too, this could be a free kill.
Yeah, it's a pretty big timing with flicker still on 50-second cooldown. Louise not gonna commit ult yet. Lovely is here, gets the kick onto the jaw hit, into the tower. Glorious Pathway cutting off Louise's escape route.
That Jawhead was literally standing with his pants down there a little bit too long, right? And he got punished for it.
Able to get his ult off in time, and Don't positioning very, very well. He did initially trigger the activation for the crossbow attack.
I'm not talking about Suyu, I'm talking about Haya. Did I say Suyu by mistake? I meant Haya.
Shots, especially with potentially trading his life away later down the line.
Yeah, but I'm surprised Louise didn't commit Unstoppable Force a little bit earlier.
I was wrong about Suyu on launch though, I'm gonna admit it. I was wrong about Suyu the first day, man. When he came out, man, I was like, that this fucking hero feels like a bum, man. I was wrong.
Ejector gonna throw Maniac back towards Gustav, pops the Revitalize, but he's not gonna be able to live for much longer. Here comes the Brilliance, just to zone him away. A beautiful flicker wave the Dragon onto Takashi, throws
Joy was playing the Kingo there, I agree, bro.
with the Oki Shadow kill, double kill for the Hayabusa, and Sagan picks up the killing spree on Reaper.
And that's what you want to see from RRQ Akira. The initial engagement seemed a little funky there, but Incilio tried to take advantage of the opportunity. Luckily, the reinforcements came in time to find this counter engage, and King specifically getting into that backline, utilizing the extra distance he can get from his quad shadows by using the wall of the turtle pit.
These are all little micro mechanics you learn when you've played enough of a hero. But this is a kind of similar issue to game number 1, where RQ Akira did have more momentum in the early game. Especially with a draft like this, it is expected that they would be more comfortable taking team fights. Incilio,
How about getting rid of Kingo for another 10 minutes?
Right now, RQ Akira are making less mistakes. I think their target acquisition is a little funky at times, but the
Yeah, no Kingo for 10 minutes, man. That sounds peaceful, no?
now, let's see how long they maintain this.
they're gonna try and contest orange buffs. Sagan makes his presence known.
No Kingo in my solo queue game. That's not possible though. Sadly.
This is a much more balanced game state for them.
Yeah, and maybe for Incilio, is there a way out?
in my solo, I mean basically not solo queue game.
I think it might just be worth kicking.
Those are not solo queue games though. I went.
Unstoppable
Oh, nice Shunpo from Lovely.
are pretty deep, but Incilio not quite ready to fight yet. Justinian's coming in. Tower being targeted by Gusta. Glorious Pathway comes out. Incilio now chasing Louise down, but getting terrified. Onward, going to miss with the Earth Shatter. Brilliance as well.
This mofo Kingo.
Waiting for the ultimate opportunity. Picks off Reaper. With
Oh, what a nice spear though. Spear of misery.
There. Nicely done by RRQ. Akira, again, bait your opponents.
Okay, RRQ might be winning this second game, right?
Go for the big kicker at the very end. King currently at level 13. He's
Yeah. The RRQ now. Okay, 1-1's time to shine is now.
he opted
This is the 1-1's timer to shine. The 1-1 literally has like 2 items, full, guaranteed 2 full items, or does she have 3?
10 minutes.
And we know how scary a high booster can be once he has those kills under his belt. King now in a very comfortable position, and a 5k net worth lead for RQ Akira in 10 minutes means that they are looking way.
Okay, yeah, 1-1 has 3 items, and yeah, malefic gun. Nice to see.
I thought it was just one.
This is the perfect build for 1-1.
2K ahead.
This is the perfect build for 1-1, man.
Looking at the rest of these items as well,
Going this route with 1-1, you are gonna be doing the most amount of damage.
by Maniac, but he finally
If you want early game damage, you go for DHS. If you are not getting the DHS to proc that much, or you are not getting your ultimate off, you should be going for malefic gun earlier, right after the crossbow. Anyways, that's a free Lord being picked up by the side of RQ Akira. Lord's gonna be marching from up top.
now that they're playing a competition
Lord's gonna go up top, right?
on their
Yeah.
guns, at the very least now their tempo is much better compared to game number 1. I think a lot of their pressure is off their shoulders, and this 5.1
The Lord will be spawning at 42-second waves, right? Alongside with 42-second waves.
Pressure off their shoulders now means that RQ
41, 42. Where the? Okay, yeah, there's the Lord.
to their usual style. It may be a bit late, but at this stage, you may as well put it all on the stage since they're not going to be moving on.
Yeah, For now, we haven't
Guys, I'm feeling tired, bro.
the technical side, focusing on the macro, focusing on structural damage against Incilio.
So you know what, guys, you know what? When I woke up this morning, I got like 7 hours of sleep, right? I got 7 hours of sleep, and when I woke up, I was feeling like, okay, now I'm gonna be sleeping. Now I'm finally gonna be able to sleep.
Decide to call it
Then
off.
after my conscience came back to me, I just realized, oh, bro, no, man, I just woke up. What do you mean I'm gonna be able to sleep now?
Expected, they are able to run back out, but you
At least in my dream, I was purchasing jalebi and I was about to eat jalebi.
How impressive.
I at least got to eat jalebi after I woke up, okay? I mean, my father was gonna go to market. I told him, yo, dad, like, please bring some jalebi. He did bring some jalebi. So at least I got to eat the jalebis.
Kick off here. I think that the smarter option
Uh,
not to, and consider
well, what? First item priority is immortality on Cho.
significant, but a large part of it is coming in from both King as well as Sagan.
Yeah, the map pressure RQ Akira has right now is pretty oppressive. Incilio gonna find themselves in a very similar situation the previous, where they can't really safely extend outside of the base. So this is very easy for RQ Akira if they just continue holding on to this pressure.
Yep. For now, looking at the way the items are currently built, I love the fact that Gusta Lagusta is going for a Corrosive Scythe, Demon Hunter Sword, and then going for the Malefic Gun, but making sure that he's staying really, really safe with the winds of nature. Now, as I mentioned before, a large part of the gold was pretty much the Hayabusa as well as the Valentina, but now looking at it, even Wanwan is starting to be part of this conversation. The final items are going to be coming through real quick, and I think that Incilio, they need to find they need Lovely to find an incredible kick here. And I think at this point, if they can't get anybody, might as well just try and go for Louise at this point, who is posted up pretty far up in this matchup. Here we go. Conceal comes through from Lovely's side. Unstoppable force as well. Unfortunately, no ship bump for him. Finds the kick towards Sagan, but it's too late. Immortality down, and the pick is through. RRQ Akira is able to find one for themselves. Incilio will not...
Here comes the free lord for the side of RRQ Akira.
With this Lord. It's going to be a slow build up here from this point onwards, but at least we look down towards the bottom side of the map and not going to be wasting any time.
Moskov, he cannot do anything, man. Moskov doesn't have a mage. He doesn't have a proper mage. He doesn't have a tank, right? No, not really. Not this game, at least.
The side. RRQ Akira are slowly trying to...
Not looking good for Incilio this game.
Don't give them any jungle farm. Don't let them walk out further than the river. As long as RRQ Akira has drawn this tough line against the sand, Incilio probably will not make a play just yet. But that's an assumption here. For all we know, they could look to make a flicker play of their own. Lovely, in about 58 more seconds is when we expect to see this flicker actually pull through. But so far, we need full commitment. If he's... Oh, here comes the...
Wait, Luis fucks up. He's gonna get punished. Yutsunian picking up the kill.
Inside the base.
Glorious Pathway also was dropped down.
Just purchased by Dawn. Brilliant.
So no, actually no. The Glorious Pathway was actually slowing down Louise.
They still have the
Here comes the Lord charging onto the inhibitor.
one inhibitor.
That inhibitor will be falling. So will be the mid one in the hands of Gusta. Looking for that weakness mark.
Short work of they're able
Not gonna be happening. They are all deciding to back off. Now Don't has the items, okay? Now Don't literally has his fourth item right now.
Position of Reaper. He's 0-2 in one.
If he can get the winds of nature, he can go a little bit more aggressive. Oh, here comes the side of Brazil. Way of the dragon, kinda whipping.
out. Reaper though not
That's just Joe, who is literally Kingu, right?
and now Gusta
Yeah, that Joy was like literally flame shot Kingu. Flame shot mage. Ooh.
double kill.
Gusta is online, bro.
Incilio with only 2 players
Gusta is not, it's not Kingu.
but he will lose.
That's looking like my 1-1 almost.
Direction comes in. I don't know if he wants to
It's not Kingu.
not a smart idea. It is
He has the rose gold dog.
to hold 15 seconds.
He has the rose gold dog. He doesn't have the rose gold dog. That's GG's.
Mega kill and the crystal. We are going to a game number 3.
RRQ Akira choke out Incilio in game number 2, making sure that they're keeping it competitive here. We're seeing at the very least they're minimizing their mistakes and more importantly punishing Incilio on their opportunist play style.
This is the gameplay we needed to see. This is the RQ Akira we needed to see in game number 1. I think even they can tell it. They just needed to stick to more natural styles of gameplay. But now they will still have one more chance to maybe get just a little bit of revenge on Incilio.
Just a little bit here. I like the way that this game was played. Very, very technical, but also the execution level needs to be extremely high. We've seen a lot of whiffs.
444. I think I might be going off after this game, guys.
That's when you see the commitment.
I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling sleepy.
A flicker ejector coming in from Luis, and still just not enough.
Not feeling good today.
Pushing him back at the perfect time. So again, it really is starting to boil down to how these supports eventually take advantage of each other.
And I think we saw the supports coming in from RQ Akira being much more aggressive, much more willing to play.
Sorry, guys.
Right? Game number 1, they were so afraid, they were so rigid of trying to initiate. In this game, they have Jawhead, they have Edith. It's a lot easier for them to start fights, and when you combine that with an aggressive early game snowball jungler like the Hayabusa, it allows you to really punish Incilio for going for a greedy Moskov Lunox late game core.
I mean, that's the thing, right? When we look at the item build here, I'm curious to see where Reaper finally ended up. And yeah, unfortunately for him, he just got that Wishing Lantern, wasn't able to build any other items, and unfortunately, despite having the right tools to escape, gets caught out by Takashi right at the very end when he hits that peak.
I mean, Takashi, we've always pointed this out. He wants these set-up EXP laners. He wants to be able to start fights with them. The Cho, the Charizla, the Arlet, now the Edith. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see this hero from him a little bit earlier. Don't know if they've been saving it this whole time, but it's also something that allows RQ Akira to set the tempo of team fights on their own.
And even so, I think that at least we are seeing the version of RQ Akira where they are trying to be as clean as possible. Like, I think that King's job in this game was going to be really, really difficult if Lovely was able to kind of figure out what the pattern was earlier, as well as finding information with the help of Maniac. But all of them, even their side laners, got locked in their lanes extremely early on. Now let's look at the emblems here, right? Hopefully there shouldn't be anything out of the ordinary. Tenacity for both Don't and as well as Maniac. Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary here, but at the very least we're seeing that Gusta Augusta opting to go for pull yourself together.
That is actually quite interesting. You wouldn't normally see that, but I guess he just expects to be participating in more team fights, so having a lower cooldown on the Inspire means that 1-1 just has access to damage more often.
Yeah, that's also true. But then again, I feel like Inspire is already pretty short overall compared to something like Flicker, maybe even comparable to like Petrify as well. But even so, that's his preference here. I think I'm okay with it overall.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, and honestly something I kind of want to try myself when I get the opportunity to. But RQ Akira look way more comfortable in this game. Were there mistakes? Definitely, but much cleaner while being willing to start fights on their own turf. Incilio, I think they also were wondering, where was this RQ Akira in game number 1?
Yeah, I don't think they were caught too off guard here, but I think they also understood. They kind of put themselves in their own position
What a
because of the way
noob.
that the draft works. It's really, really difficult, especially when we're talking about specifically Lovely having to try and man-to-man defense Louise all across the map and to try and keep King in check at the same time. He can't always be hovering around that mid lane to allow Reaper to move, because even if Lovely and Reaper were able to move together, there's a very high likelihood that they wouldn't be able to burst their targets down until Reaper gets his 3 items.
Yeah, that's why you don't usually see the Lunox being comboed with heroes like the Cho. It's just, even with the setup, you just don't have enough inbuilt DPS to burst someone down early on. Lovely needed to play with Justinian, but he was also kind of stopped early.
And all of this because of Sagan. Every single time they try to go in towards melee range, Valentina really punishes close range combat, especially with that Terrify, really disrupts your flow on top of being able to kite perfectly. And you can see that even he's getting pretty greedy at the end with a lightning truncheon of his own to spice things up.
Yep, why not, right? When you are already at the lead, when you know that you need to end the game before the opposing cores can get their farm, you may as well all in on the burst, punish them as much as possible, and pick up squishy members wherever you can. Sagan, I think, has always been one of the more solid players on RQ. Akira just doesn't get as much chance to shine since he's just doing his job.
Yeah, he is doing a very good job at the same time, right? I mean, the fact is, he's been stealing ults whenever, depending on what the scenario needs to be. Sometimes he's even taking Brilliance just for the fun of it, right? Just to keep himself alive, despite having Brave Smite as well. But based on what we've seen so far, RQ Akira, I mean, I do miss their previous, chaotic playstyle, but the clean way of playing the game can be very taxing on the mental.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work, even though it feels like it's...
What is this?
Because you can't just throw yourself at the opponent all the time.
What is this, guys?
Though, for most other teams here,
This is a revamped Scorpio?
from Luis
No.
and Takashi is very, very crucial for RQ Akira. If they're not both playing some form of engagement, you can see that it's very difficult for them to start fights.
Yeah, I do think it's difficult to start fights, but at the same time, I feel like their drafting pattern is kind of interesting as well. It's not the...
Guys, check this out, man.
But it's very clear that they don't change too much from their drafting periods, right? They still are looking to hold off on the EXP until the very end.
You guys see though?
Show a flex pick and be like, we'll decide at the end to see whether or not we're going to give it to Takashi, if not Luis.
I think it's a symptom of RQ Akira.
Yo, hello, Joy. Welcome back.
Realize
What up, bro? What do you mean by W?
meta, right? Because their playstyle was still very much similar to what we saw in previous metas, where you want to have the EXP lane be very involved and very active, not necessarily as a frontline sandbag. They still want us to lean towards that style. That's why they want to lead Takashi to last pick all the time, to make sure that even though he's playing on less tanky EXP laners, he's not going to lose out his lane.
I don't know, just give him the Cho. I think the Cho is perfectly fine. And not to mention, there was even focus.
It's so annoying, by the way, guys.
There are
This stupid Moondog, they are gonna be launching Johnson Legend, bro. Johnson Legend, man. Only freaking Kingos will be playing that.
open up this map to allow that playstyle to work. And I think it's definitely revolving specifically around Sagan as well as King. Although, I will say that King's performance on the Hayabusa looking a lot better compared to the Suyo.
Yeah, I think RQ Akira does kind of have an issue when it comes down to hero pool, because a lot of their players are quite dependent on certain comfort pocket picks to really make things happen, right? That's why you can see a pretty inconsistent behavior in the way they approach the game. When they're good, but I think we've seen the alternative.
Yeah, we definitely have. Let's have a look at the players so far. None are going to be discouraged just yet as they're preparing for our very third game in this best-of-3 series, currently equalized 1-1.
1-1, game number 3 for the third time today on day 3 of the wildcards. It feels like 3 is a reoccurring thing here. Let's have a look at what will happen in game 3 though. Like, there really are no stakes at this point. What'll even happen? I'm
not entirely sure here, but I do hope that Incilio might just double down on trying to power farm a particular player, maybe be their gold laner, if not their jungler at the very least. It feels like you're still
The drafty is almost here, guys.
maybe hard carry a game.
I'm so tired, bro. I'm so fucking tired. I don't know why.
The mid trio plays a very crucial role nowadays, because with the increased aggression of the early game, having the mid lane and roam have a strong connection and start assisting the side lanes, it will eventually snowball to really big leads. That's why we see a lot of focus towards the mid lane pickups and why they lean more towards
The thing about playing is I can still play when tired, but I cannot talk when I'm tired, guys. That's not one of my strong suit. I can still be playing and playing good, but when I'm tired, guys, I cannot talk. I can be kind of tired and still get my workout in, but I cannot be tired and talk, guys. Like, I cannot cast, man. I'm not a good caster, bro.
Hilda and Loyi being banned out by RQ.
I'm literally the Kingo at casting, almost. No, actually nobody can be as bad as Kingo.
Now, we expect Chip to get banned out in the second phase, not the first phase. At the very least, even Fanny wide out in the open, but both sides refuse to use it.
Yeah, and they are not using Fanny, man.
Stellar Game 2, both teams have realized that their opponents actually don't really want the Fanny, so it has become a bit of a gentleman's agreement. But who knows, right? Maybe the surprise pick will come out at the end, since no matter what happens, the results are already set in stone.
Yep. Let's look at what this final ban of the very first phase is going to be. As Cabral is going to take the whole time here with the help of Sagan to ensure that they're planning ahead for what is to come. Looks like they're going to go with the
Dingo, you don't even have the guts to show your main account, bro.
game number 2.
I mean, your actual account, you don't even have the guts to show it.
Probably most afraid of playing against straight up zone denial. This is a team that wants to always be the ones dictating the tempo of any team fight. They want to control how scattered it is. They want to determine who their target is. Things like the Eve real world manipulation or the Gatot avatar, the Guardian, are very effective ways of just disrupting that.
Do you think they're going to start with the Valentina opener again from the side of RRQ Akira? Or do you think they're just going to lead into a flex pick?
Honestly, I don't see why not, right? The Valentina is kind of flexible, just not in the role sort of sense, right? It keeps the draft very open.
She is the Swiss Army knife of the mid lane, right? Has a couple of bad matches, but generally is decently useful in all compositions. Now, first pick going over to RRQ Akira. Let's see whether it's going to be that Valentina early on. If not, maybe even a Cho early flex pick.
Well, Incilio did finally let go of the Alpha as well. They banned out the Hayabusa instead, but it's not really first pick material. If we're gonna see it, it's gonna be in that second.
Getting carried by Mia, nice.
It is the Valentina start though.
In Epic, getting carried by Mia, building Thunderbolt on Glue. GG Jang.
You're expecting Alpha
In Epic. In Epic.
Considering that red side actually has that final pick, it makes sense for them.
Wow, nice, bro, nice. Spamming Glue. If I spammed Glue, my will be literally like on that fan right now.
I think that lovely
If I spammed Glue.
angles. However, we need to see more proactiveness from Incilio if
Mia.
they abuse mechanics like that.
Yeah, I think the top.
Mia on Smart, this nigga.
Don't really want to pick
On
them
Smart.
together.
Blue and Mia. Wow, bro, nice hero pool.
I think going for Alpha is fine, and then
On Smart, on Epic, having a 50% win rate in Epic, having a 50% win rate.
I mean, the laning phase is going to be so much better for Aurora at this point in time, but you're giving Cho over.
In Epic, he has a 50% win rate in Epic.
Level, and they're going to be locking in the Suyo despite
In Epic.
on the other side.
Alright, RQ Akira once again leaning a bit more towards that early game, but
There we go.
In Mia, the supposedly really OP hero, the supposedly god tier hero of the game.
worried about this.
And he himself has a freaking 40% win rate on that dog trash hero.
I mean, yes, the Valentina.
Bro.
But the annoying thing about Chip.
Bro,
Massive wide.
who has 40% win rate when smurfing?
Next thing you know, he's in.
Who has
from the opposite side of the
40% win rate smurfing?
boiling up.
That's true. Chip is even harder to keep track of.
This guy uses an in Epic. 45% win rate in Epic.
For free, and unless you scouted it out somehow, you just have no idea.
Yeah, but it's too frustrating.
45% win rate in Epic.
This Cho wants to go to the EXP to get rid of the Khalid here for the side of Cabral. Coach G decides to get rid of both High Loss and as well as the Eden. That's kind of
His value win rate is literally was carried by me, right? I carried the flame shot value.
Making ability, so there's still plenty in that regard. I was thinking that Incilio could
Bro.
go for the themselves.
Who the fuck has 40 god tier hero of the game? By literally spoken by our own, our god Kingu. According to him, this is a god tier hero, bro. 40% win rate on that bitch in Epic.
would have been so good as well. But at this point, you can see that they're really having a tough time to think about this.
No way, man.
Probably worth Incilio considering whether they want to deny the Arlet. Of
No way, bro.
Akira, since that would be a very good response.
Who the fuck has a 40% win rate while smurfing?
I mean, they just want to make
Even this guy doesn't have a 40% win rate on anything. Oh, never mind, man.
fine, right? I think
He kinda hit that Choco nicely that time.
are capable of playing Thomas and they need early pressure should do so. Now,
When was this, man?
locked in for the side of RRQ Akira.
When was this game?
This last pick, Harith as well. All right, so at least we're going to see a signature coming up from Takashi.
This is very formless from RQ Akira, which is their classic style. And you did literally say earlier in the series you wanted to see Takashi's Benedetta. So yeah, since there's no stakes on the table, why not pull it out and have some fun?
I'm down for it. I'm all down for it, at least at level 1. At level 1 is where it's going to be the most scary. Level 2, at least you have eye for an eye to get out of there. But now we see that the 1-1 gets locked in from Incilio. Great response to the Benedetta. You're up against the Harith, which can...
This game was so hard.
Harith will eventually outscale you to tap you even, but even
Oh, they picked Benedetta?
the lane phase goes well.
Bro, I was looking at a 40% God tier hero having 40% win rate in Epic, man. Sorry.
With something that has a really long-term lockdown like Cho or Edith, and they don't really have that this game. They're very reliant on...
It is only possible when you are Kingu, man.
So that could be difficult.
It could be
Mia absolutely can carry in Epic.
as well. Let's not forget about
Because it's a brain dead button mashing hero.
the sweet people, all of which can...
You don't even have to mash buttons. Did I say buttons, man? It's the brain dead button. Only one button.
Is true, Gideon.
Basic attack, basic attack, basic attack, basic attack, basic attack.
Because this is the epitome of a show match.
That's what that Mia players are, man. No brain. Mia, I'm playing Mia, guys. I'm playing Mia. I'm playing Mia, guys. I'm playing Mia.
Of Dawn. Let's see who comes out on top.
I'm playing Mia.
All right, it's going to be
Oh, look at me. I'm so good. I'm playing Mia. I play Mia. I'm a Mia man.
orange buff on the blue.
Stupid, bitch.
Incilio's Justinian going to be starting on the purple buff. On
Such a stupid hero, man. Oh,
the map. They're going to be ending up towards the gold side as
I'm a Mia man, guys. I'm a Mia man.
now. Without the Jawhead, the curious thing is, are they going to keep up with the same
That's what Mia players are, man.
buff, double buff into an instant?
That's what they do, man. They will be feeding in lane, then taking their own jungler's buff.
Well, it's a little bit more difficult to do that when you...
And whenever I play marksman, I play in such a way. I play the marksman in such a way that my jungle is able to take the enemy buff.
Takashi doing a great job of trading against Maniac.
Meanwhile, the marksman in my team, the Mia players, they will be playing in such a way that the Mia will be feeding in lane, then I will be going to cover Mia's lane. I will be dying in the Mia's lane. Then my Mia will respawn before me. He will be taking one of my buff. The enemy jungle will be taking another one of my buff.
Great deal of damage with that
And
concussion.
whenever I go freaking play the Moskov or anything, right? My Moskov is the best marksman that I'm playing these days, right?
Access to his don't walk here. So
It's because I literally use the spear of destruction with such greatness. Whenever I play the Moskov, I always try to support the jungle with my spear of destruction.
Well, to unlock Reaper from the lane and start rotating.
So I'll be literally creating chance for my jungle to take the enemy buff.
The spear of
And whenever I have the Mia players in my team, yeah,
level 4, but
I already told you guys what happens.
no knock up and Justinian.
Benny getting picked is interesting. Benny is good, man. If you're good, man, you make use of the Benny. Bro, this is gonna be tank Benedetta with revitalize.
if Justinian was able to connect the Spear of Alpha, it could
All the good teams, let the good teams come into the fold, guys, right? Let the actual Swiss stage start. You guys will be seeing plenty of Benedettas.
sense just yet for Incilio.
And Justinian does clear his...
You guys will be seeing plenty of Benedettas, man.
He rotates over to blitz down the turtle with Lovely providing scouting. Louise will catch it out, but it's a bit too late to respond, so the first objective goes to Incilio.
Yeah, but totally okay.
It's a set making Bene. I mean, it's not really about setting though. It's an annoyance Bene.
Lovely wants to go
It will be trying to annoy the enemy backlines, right?
mid. Gusta Lagusta is actually far away.
I wasn't paying attention to the draft, man. I'm tired, guys.
Early proxy coming in from
Unless I see something good happening, I'm kind of tired, bro.
forcing RRQ Akira to move
I'm also like kind of saving my energy because I have to go and like cast for a game after this.
that mid lane. Make sure that Incilio can't walk back.
Oh.
In the meantime, though, we see the shortcut come out, but in a pretty...
Ooh, Yutsinian surviving. Oh, never mind. First blood being picked up by Benny. The tank Benny picking up the first blood.
left on Incilio to punish.
Oh, whoa. 1v1. Gusta gonna be winning that one pretty easily. Never mind. That wasn't a 1v1, but Gusta is gonna be picking up a kill. Looking for more onto Tammuz. They should be giving that kill over to Gusta. Gusta cannot secure that kill. Valentina will.
Taken out by the tower.
They are looking for more. Gusta is gonna be securing that kill though.
From RQ Akira. Good for
Oh, meanwhile, look at Takeshi. Free real estate farming.
Justinian, just to make sure that they can tempo against the junglers, but at the same time, we are at least seeing. Oh, hold on.
Yep, Luis maybe a bit overextended here. The way
Yeah, that was literally a little bit too overextending, right?
But not the end of the world just yet. RQ
Little too overextended.
against their opponents, and
This is Sagan with Brave's Might.
eventually, because he's going to be having a full clear from bot.
I have to try Benedetta out with Brave's Might, right?
being a Tamas is usually meant to keep their opponent in lane, but a Benedetta just how are you going to do that? Takashi getting to play the meta that he is way more comfortable with.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him already holding that priority. He doesn't mind losing a bit of gold down on the bot side of the map. He knows he's not going to lose the structure at a bare minimum.
Yeah, he's gonna stop Lovely from coming in and getting a free shortcut.
Man, Takeshi is really annoying with that Benedetta not letting the backline play the game.
Inzilio gonna contest the turtle,
But King is still gonna be secure. Oh no, never mind. King is the other side jungle, so of course he's gonna be securing the turtle big time. Gusta meanwhile coming in, picking up that kill on the Tammuz, and Takeshi picking up the kill on Lovely.
onto the chip.
Guys, did I just not tell you that chip isn't good?
By the ult from
Guys, remember I told you guys that chip isn't really good?
Very, very close. One more time. I mean, even Sagan
Guys, remember I told you guys chip isn't good, man.
unable to close that distance. At this point,
Guys,
has full control.
his entire team's draft is looking good, man, except for chip. Chip isn't good.
Another fight, but he's got to wait for Takashi to have that electro final blow.
If your team is gonna be winning, it's gonna be winning regardless of the chip, man.
potential of taking down Inzilio, or if they had been
Chip wasn't even good before the last nerf.
may have been possible from the start.
Even before the last nerf, chip wasn't good anyways.
It's basically as good as gone, but Takashi, smartly enough, trying to electro final.
But chip is a hero, right? Chip is that kind of a hero. He's gonna be like, if your team is good, he's gonna be making them look even better. Sorry, he's gonna be looking even better. If your team is always like, imagine you are matched up when your team is like 65 compared to 45.
Hard on him. He's already moving forward. I think he actually
Then the chip is gonna be looking even better.
all of the members of RQ Akira take it, but
It is that kind of a tank, man.
Surprised Luis didn't try and just flicker for it, right? Flicker, go for the kick, make something happen.
What the frick?
Gusta ends up using his
he
flicker.
got a little bit free.
Speaking of chip, he almost got fucked again.
Instead, drop shortcut against Takashi.
Oh, whoa, Takeshi going crazy on that Benny.
Yep, Gusta gets a free solo gold.
Chip is viable. Chip is definitely viable. But I don't like chip, man.
Very nicely done. Just
It's not reliable. Chip is definitely viable, but it is not reliable at all.
Takashi on the
Takeshi going crazy with the Benny, guys.
chase down halfway across the
Anjing.
King, finishing him off.
And with that being said, a War Axe complete for King.
Takeshi is doing so much on that Benny.
Suyo start rising up in terms of how proactive he can be on the
Chip is definitely viable, but it is not reliable.
player of Alpha is
And it cannot make a comeback. It cannot make a comeback play ever.
those who overextend. Oh.
Okay. Did I caster curse him? No.
Lane, don't
Donut will not be using the Inspire crossbow of Tang on Takeshi, man. I think he should have been using that.
really outpacing the
Yeah, he should have been using that on Takeshi, securing that kill on Takeshi, man. Takeshi have been farming really nicely, splitting a lot, man. He could have gotten like at least 300 gold of that kill.
Sure, he goes for the crossbow of Tag.
So you gotta recognize those situations that a 7 kill score to 1 7
Yeah, Donut. Like, even the casters are talking about the same thing.
pick against the chip actually working out so much better than we could
Because both these casters are kind of good at analysis at will as well, right? So they were talking about the same thing. Why did Donut not use that crossbow of Tang and pick up that kill? He also had the Inspire, right? He could have gotten the kill. I think what he was hesitated about was the Benedetta ult.
hero
So
really everywhere on
I don't think the Benedetta had the ult there.
he is present.
I'm not sure though. That is definitely not on 50-50 argument.
Here Conceal comes out just to scare and
Maybe Donut kind of played it safe, and that is more viable. Also, guys, do you guys notice something? This is not a epical.
Honestly, this is probably
This is not a epical 1-1 that you see in our rank games, bro.
portal.
This is a 1-1 that can actually play the hero and that is actually good at the game. He's not using Warcry.
We'll have to flicker away if
It's not a epical 1-1, guys. It's not a Warcry 1.
top of him, and at the same time, I think that even for Sagan, right, taking the portal may not necessarily be the best bet. I do think that the picking up the Glacier is probably the better option.
It just gives you a lot more teamfight control.
Hey, look at Takeshi, man. Takeshi has been going ham this game, bro, on that freaking Benny.
Engaging, right?
509. I think I have to get the fuck out after this game. Oh. The portal will be dropped down. Guys, the portal will be dropped down to absolutely no avail, man. The portal is literally useless.
Vengeance comes out from Maniac, keeping him alive.
But Gusto will still be falling. No matter.
Crashes out Zone on the bottom side of the map, and it's gonna be Reaper.
Bro, Reaper actually secured that Lord.
Oh no. I mean, at least they still.
Okay, never mind. I'm messing things up, man. My brain isn't braining anymore. I thought Reaper was the mage of RRQ. No, RRQ mage is Sagan, right?
Just looking to just throw down.
Will Hilda get a nerf? Hilda should be getting a nerf, but I don't know in what regard. I think they will be chipping. Okay, prediction. I think they will be nerfing Hilda's. Stats.
Alright, let's look at the instant replay.
You guys know the nerf where we see the defenses are being nerfed, the base HP are being nerfed. I think those are the kind of nerf that we're gonna be seeing on Hilda. Okay.
People don't notice me if
I made my prediction.
because they're too focused looking on anything else. They can make the engagement work out.
Guys, I'm feeling sleepy, man.
Looking out for
Ah.
Yeah, the fact
And my allergies are also like acting up today.
fight as well was huge because it meant that RQ Akira just didn't have
Do I have mates for allergies? I don't think we have mates for allergies anymore.
on the top lane, finding King.
What the fuck was King doing there?
Maniac is by himself. Reaper will be here to back him up.
They cannot kill Maniac here, guys. Can they?
Really low. Zaman Force comes out from Gusta. Maniac.
Never mind. Gusta picking that. Ooh, Gusta with the triple, right?
And the passive on Reaper gone.
Gusta picking up the triple, man. Nice.
Gusta.
Hilda will be getting a nerf. I'm pretty sure, bro.
Kashi's actually doing pretty significant damage. I'm looking at his item build right now, and it looks like he's got Thunderbolt
Oh, bro, I'm not feeling good today. Oh.
to Blade Armor into Fury Hammer. I wonder what that Fury Hammer is going to eventually turn into. Not sure if it's going to be the
Wait, who has the Blade Armor to Fury Hammer?
the Hunter Strike. I hope it's the Hunter Strike, though.
Yeah, that would be really nice. Just add
Oh, the Benedetta? No. The Benedetta, he will just be, he will be selling that Fury Hammer for something else. I'm feeling like.
difficult to
No, never mind. He's going for that normal spear.
Specifically picked up the try and
So I think it will be Hunter Strike.
not able to do much, and now Conceal in the mid lane. Not sure if that's the right choice. Reaper comes in, Frigid Glacier misses as Takashi commits the electro final blow, chases Encelio back into their half of the map.
I mean, there was an okay engage at this point. They can still wait it out. By the time the lore comes back up, I think Lovely should be a couple of seconds off from getting that portal back up. Sorry, the shortcut back up again.
Don trying to get the crossbow attack on Takashi, but he's already taken.
What did Donut build? Oh, never mind. He used the Inspire to get that movement speed, right? I was wondering, like, what did Donut build?
Now, Brute Force Breath
1-1 is losing, though.
is already complete. He wanted
I think I'll be...
to go for it
I need to check, man. I need to check what's going on with my...
just in case he gets
with the team.
really hard by his opponent.
Actually, never mind, man. Never mind. After the game, I'll check.
They have a dedicated way
Ah,
to get
Ham.
into these fights to start it off with the Spear of Alpha and still maintain his health if it's too deep.
Yeah, it should be a bit more comfortable for Incilio to fight now, but a 4K net worth lead at this stage is still nothing to scoff at. Yeah, they're not going to try and contest the Lord. They're going to go for macro play instead and continue trying to give Doan space on the map.
As they continue to trade against each other, Incilio know that they should be able to make it to the 42k mark.
Eh,
However,
bro, of course, 1-1 is going for damage. But that's... I'm like wondering what is Donut building.
everybody
Oh, Sea Hellbird.
some form of danger if they want to interact with the wave.
And Arc
Sea Hellbird.
the Electro final blow can be
It's not bad on 1-1.
halfway. They just split up the map and segregate
Definitely not.
from the rest of Incilio. And speaking of Maniac,
But he's like, she's way too squishy at this point, though. He needs a rose gold, dog.
away to Gusta Lagusta. Don't also on half HP, has to back off the regen. We're gonna see Justinian pull the Lord away to make sure it doesn't crash. But RQ Akira still sticking around, looking for an opening while setting up timing for Takashi to maybe get a split push in. Minion wave, unfortunately not here though. Zilio still gonna be able to hold against this next minion wave as well, so they'll live for now.
Yeah, but as the next waves are starting to come on in, let's see. Are they going to go to the bottom one or the top one? Oh.
RQ still looking for the engage, potentially. Takashi with the electro-final blow splits the fight in half. Maniac is segregated, but not quite enough for RQ to engage on, so they'll immediately back it off. A flicker, Frigid Glacier finds one, that's King! Maniac finishes him off.
Alright, at least Maniac was able to finish him off. The Hailstorm ends up just being a little off-keter. Did not
Lovely's
connect
behind
it.
them.
Oh.
He's looking for Sagan. Goes in, pops the shortcut. Do they want to take it? Incilio goes for the team fight. Lovely dropping very low the way of the dragon.
Picking up a nice side, there comes the way of the dragon.
Justinian still surviving as Maniac takes the attention of Gusta Lagusta.
Never mind, Justinian no longer surviving. They're looking for Lovely. Lovely will be falling. No, Lovely. Okay, Lovely will be falling. Takeshi doing some work. Donut, man. Donut cannot do anything this game. Because of that stupid chip pick, Donut cannot do anything.
All the way up to the...
Because of the chip pick, 1-1 is looking bad.
Are getting low. Ooh.
I think they deserve to lose because of picking that 1-1, man. Sorry, not the 1-1. For the chip.
But knows he can.
I hope the chip loses, man. I really hope the chip loses. Actually, guys, chip doesn't even have to lose for me to prove my point that chip is dog shit.
Stolen. It lands on Reaper and the crystal is exposed.
Nice.
Don't taken out by Tech.
Nice.
And RRQ.
Like chip doesn't even have to lose, right? But never mind. They actually lost the game.
Game 3 and the series against Incilio.
Chip isn't good, man. Chip isn't good.
Fluid fashion here, showing a couple of their signatures and really coming back into form. The formless side of them. You don't know.
Hilda is good though, man. I kinda am taking back my word. Okay, Hilda isn't good as an EXP, right? But the thing is, whenever you are picking the Hilda into EXP lane, you are never like, whenever an EXP always like split pushing. It is not my solo queue teammate playing that Zilong and Argus, right? So it is not gonna be freaking sitting side lane forever. So the Hilda is pretty strong because it can harm enemy jungle and the enemy marksman and mage, right? That's where Hilda's main strength is. But Hilda isn't really that good as an EXP laner though.
Next year, they're going to be looking even stronger.
It doesn't do good on the good in lane. But yeah, whenever like after like saying that, I also played the Hilda myself. Okay, from EXP. You know what I was doing? I was taking my big axe and subbing it up enemy jungles. You know where. That was a nice Benny game. That was an amazing Benny game. That Benny did so much. I hope that Benny gets the MVP. Should I be ending my stream or should I just be like taking some rest in my bed, man, and watching from there, guys?
And forcing mistakes from your opponent. It worked out in game number 1 because RQ Kira was taking a very safe.
Me is not feeling good, guys. Me is not feeling good. Allergies are acting up. Somebody's burning crackers outside my house. I think there's a sadhi going on, right?
Let's look at the item build so far, and I think, you know, pretty standard all across the
Nah, brah. He doesn't have rose gold, bro.
Luis opting to go
He doesn't have rose gold, man.
It makes sense, right? There's a lot of physical.
He doesn't have rose gold, dog.
I mean, obviously true damage as well, but for the physical side of things, it has a wide coverage.
Oh, Benedetta went for melee pick.
At Sagan, he's been consistently
I hope that Benedetta gets the MVP this game, man. Benedetta totally deserves the MVP, right?
already complete.
Benedetta deserves the MVP totally, right, guys? Agreed.
For a lot of
You guys are not king, right? Benedetta deserves the MVP 100%.
Valentina, who would rather you be able to spam her spells in comparison to dealing big damage.
Yeah, I think RQ Akira can really say that they were outpacing Incilio in this case. I personally wasn't a big fan of the Tama's pickup in this particular situation as well, especially if they were already considering 1-1 at that point, because I don't feel like he contributed quite enough to the rest of the game. I think bringing the meta back to
Yo, Paul! Hello, bro.
Exactly what Takashi wanted too.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, you know, this is the one time I'm going to forgive Takashi for playing Benedetta in the full...
How do I say welcome to my stream?
Actually, no. He doesn't even opt to go for the full tank build this time round, right? Because he still has adaptive attack and also...
How do I say it in Indo, man? I mean, in Bahasa. It's Bahasa, right? Yeah, Bahasa.
Taking the revitalize...
My brain isn't braining, man. Selamat
much harder time in this game had he...
Selamat datang di stream saya. Okay, I hope I totally didn't butcher it. Thank you for teaching me Indonesian, man. Bro, why did I say Indonesian? Thank you for teaching me Bahasa.
It allows him to be a lot more aggressive. So while he is not necessarily setting up as well for the team,
I think we are gonna be starting our final game really soon though.
Akira wants
Because this is M6, right? They don't wanna delay that much, man.
having a revitalize to keep your Benedetta around for as long as possible is a little bit more valuable to them.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, just because you have chip doesn't necessarily mean it's a free win. You have to be proactive on this map. You need to be able to utilize that shortcut, the don't walk a majority of the game to create small advantages in the lane. Previously, we saw Gusta Lagusa losing out on his flicker. I was expecting Incineroar to really double down on that damage because again,
They don't stall with ads.
time, this Wanwan is basically allowed to do whatever she wants. The only raw CC she's worried about is the way of the dragon coming in from Louise.
And don't, unfortunately, just kind
Okay, we have Unity versus Rebellion.
so early on from his lane that
We have Unity playing versus Rebellion, right? Good. Oh, we got Black Koreans. I'm not casting that one though.
Armor as his second.
I'm not casting the Black Koreans game, brah.
I believe so.
He went for Thunderbelt, then he went for Fury Hammer, and then he just left the Fury Hammer as the component for the extra damage and picked up the Blade Armor just to make sure.
Ben MVP, of course, man. Of course, man.
Not gonna matter.
That's what you get for not being a Kingu, bro.
Takashi was assigned to keep an eye
He was playing a crazy Benedetta this game, man. This Benedetta,
on and did everyone else
this Benedetta was looking like one of the Filipino Benedettas, man.
powerful presence.
Yo, false. Who do you have for your M6 winner? It's gonna be RRQ, huh?
Grown up, man, as a young boy playing in the
It's gonna be RRQ, right, false?
Benedetta is like he's
Are you gonna be live in a bit?
definitely matured.
I think you're also gonna be live in a bit.
The MVP going over to Takashi, but looking at these highlights, you can definitely see that he plays all roles. If you need me
What with that question? It's gonna be RRQ, right?
for you, I will look for these opportunities to set it up for our team. If we need to be a damage dealer, that's what I prefer, and I would love to do it, but only if the coach allows it.
Yeah, with the exception of
RRQ will crash all. Let's see, man. Let's see. I don't think so. Okay.
ways for them to peek,
I don't think RRQ will be going that strong.
they're gonna have some difficulty.
I'm just being honest. Okay. I am a fan. I mean, I think actually, okay. In my opinion, guys. In my opinion, I think Onyx PH will be crushing everybody.
They're head-to-head against RRQ.
I think Onyx PH will be crushing everybody this tournament. Even though I want RSG to be winning the tournament, okay? I want SRG. I want Salangur Red Giants to win the tournament. But I think that Onyx PH will be crushing this time.
Akira, because we really started to
But RRQ Hoshi though,
was finally off.
RRQ Hoshi has definitely been having a good season in MPL ID. Let's see, man. Let's see.
But that is all for Group B. In
My boy is a big time RRQ fan. I see. Yo, are you gonna be streaming in a bit, right? You are gonna be live in a bit, right, Paul?
And who is going to be facing them from Group
Have you ever pulled up our tournament while live, man? When we are live, I think whenever you are live, we are also hosting and casting at the same time. Have you ever like did you ever do a watch party?
Time round through the wild cards might be a little early for them. I was absolutely wrong. They've come
I didn't really wanted our tournament to be like dragged this far along. It's not ideal, man.
exceptional.
The M6 will be happening at the same time.
being literally deep
We will be literally having our C3 teaser tournament going alongside with M6.
have a real uphill battle though.
Anyway, I have to go. Enjoy your day, bro.
The fan favorites who have been taking names left and right.
I mean, Wolvendar is not going to be an easy opponent here. So far, they've maxed out their stats. Chemistry, they're looking to be the best. Mechanics-wise, they're looking to be the best. Drafting,
Terimakasi, as always, for dropping by and checking the stream out, man.
cards, and I think that's what's been giving them an extra edge.
I think False is live, guys. I think False is live.
Honestly, Gideon, after that series, game 125 minutes, I'm feeling particularly exhausted.
Everybody can say their favorites, but RRQ will be champions.
Comfortable, ergonomic chair.
Let's see.
Keep us
Let's see. I hope we get to see a good showing from RRQ Hoshi.
to adapt to different postures across various activities.
I'm excited to see the Swiss bracket happening.
Support while mobile gaming as well. So treat yourself
Oh.
to the same match-winning comfort enjoyed by the best ML.
Anyways, man, enjoy your stream, Pauls.
Yeah, guys, keep in mind. mind, these pillows are made out of memory foam. I can talk about this chair all day. This is the Titan variant, which is, I'm a tall boy. I'm 181 cm, and I have a wide wingspan on my shoulders. Look at it, perfectly encapsulates me in this chair compared to my Omega at home. So get yourself a Titan today.
It's really good. The pillow is really incredibly soft, actually. Like,
it's memory foam.
It's
and you can also get an ergonomic pillow as well for your back on top of the lumbar support, which you can adjust from the chair. I know way too much about this product. I am guilty. I am guilty of being a Secret Lab fanboy.
Yeah, I don't blame you, you know. I really don't. You know what? I'll go ahead and let you tell the peeps about the M6 ticket sales while I go ahead and...
Don't worry. I got you covered. You guys want to check out the Secret Lab? Maybe come on down and purchase some tickets, because you can grab it right now and you'll get to witness 16 of the world's best teams clashing it out on day 1 and day 2 of the Swiss stage. And let me tell you, the Swiss stage is going to be crazy. A whole bunch of best of ones happening, and you get to see every one of those teams duke it out. It's so worth what coming.
This doesn't quite work with headphones on.
No. It's really for the back of your head more than it is the side of your head.
I'll enjoy it later. At the end of the day. Because we still got one more match, don't we, get in? It's going to be a banger, too.
Yes, this is the one that we've been waiting for. And honestly, it would be the biggest statement if DFYG is able to take down the favorites of Group A in ULF. So maybe there's a couple of things that could go wrong for ULF, and hopefully it really is going to be a battle of wits between the coaches, because again, they are coached by Sasa alongside Long.
It's like the greatest uphill battle that you could ever expect, because fan favorites of the wildcards, undefeated so far, multi-time M-Series participants, up against a team that is making their international appearance for the first time.
It's going to be tough, but with that being said, we're going to go on a very short break.
Oh, guys, this upcoming game though, man. I'm really excited to see the Wolf Panda versus Dian Wang Fuai. I cannot say that name. I don't want to go, man. I want to enjoy this game. Should I be going and making some tea? I think I have the time to go and make some tea, right? Bhosri ke Kingu, you never sending donation for it, man. How the fuck am I gonna buy Doi Milk? Do you know how much it costs to buy Doi Milk, bro? I'm feeling so fucking tired, man. SM sent me freaking 500 and literally that wasn't even enough to do the recharges, man. And that is not even for myself, that was for him. SM sent you 500. Do you think any of these freaking niggas are sending me anything, man? My chat is full of students, man. Today's match. Oh, brother. Let me go and make myself make some tea for myself, guys. Yeah, guys, BRB, man. I need some tea. The only way I'm getting paid from YT is to redeem somebody's gift card.
Hello Panda, semua suka biskuitnya. Biskuitnya enak, isinya lezat, rasa coklat dan strawberry. Hello Panda, semua suka biskuitnya. Biskuitnya enak, isinya lezat, rasa coklat dan strawberry. Hello Panda, biskuit isi yang enak.
Fight for ultimate glory starts now.
Fuck, man, the chat is literally dead, man. The chat is literally dead, man. Only Kingu in chat, though. Hello, Kingu. I'm here, still alive, bro. Suffering, bro. I need to get a trimming done, bro. My trimmer actually that trimmer still isn't fixed. I have to fix it myself, looks like. 539. Philippines.
Fight for ultimate glory starts now.
M6 スイスウォッチ Hello Panda, hello Panda, semua suka biskuitnya. Biskuitnya enak isinya lezat rasa coklat dan strawberry. Hello Panda, semua suka biskuitnya. Biskuitnya enak isinya lezat rasa coklat dan strawberry. Hello Panda, biskuit isi yang enak.
Fucking almost kill myself. Shit, bro. Hello Panda. Oh my god. Sadafa. I keep on forgetting this guy's name. It's Sadafa. Well, we are back, man.
The time has finally come for the final match of the M6 Wildcards group stage to determine which team from Group A will be moving on to the finals to face off against Incilio for a slot at the M6 main stage. My name is Stafa, joined by Gideon today on the desk to close out the group stage with an exciting match.
Now, everybody has been waiting in anticipation for what the results of Group A is going to look like. DFYG has surprised everybody with the amount of time that they've had building up from last year's performance in KVG's very first representation of China. Now, looking at the rest of the region, it's looking pretty good, which begs the question, if they do make it to the Swiss stage, this is going to be huge for the region of China. But at the same time, they're up against veterans themselves, all the way from Turkey, and under the name of the ULF. Ulf Hundar is dangerous on many different levels, and that's what makes this game extremely exciting.
I know. Now it is fixed, right, Arnav? It's because I was typing in the actual chat, bro. I saw some of my friends there, including freaking Dark Horse, man.
To the group stages, they have
He's the managing. He's literally a part. He's a partner of C3 right now. So I mean, so many friends in the original chat, bro. So I had to say hi to them, basically, right? That what I was doing. That's what's up. I cannot speak. That's what I was doing.
From the region of China, despite being one of the newest to join the MLBB ecosystem. But against veterans, it's gonna be up to them to see how well they will perform.
Yeah, really it boils down to how much preparation has gone into this particular game, and I think, you know, it's a long building process for them considering their history. Similarly to Kidia Gaming and Esports District unites gamers, communities, and fans across all genres and walks of life.
I'm super excited to see Kidia's Gaming and Esports District because it is just such a cool concept. I think it's something that all of us gamers have always dreamed of having and experiencing. I hope that I get the chance to experience it one day, but you guys can definitely go and check them out at Kidia Gaming to show some support for all your fellow gamers.
Now, let's bring back to the upcoming matchup here, because I feel like the big difference maker, especially for DFYG, is going to be the draft. They've shown very distinct play styles of which they perform a lot better on compared to others. A lot of it being around pickoff compositions with the help of a high burst jungler.
Yeah, but
I know. Now it is back to normal. I know. There are two windows, right? If I'm viewing the other window, it's gonna be going to 10 FPS.
Flexibility in determining what kind of draft they can bring.
There are two windows. There's if I have to keep the picture-in-picture window in front. If I use the original window from where the video is like being played, it will be 10 FPS. I know, bro.
Match so far in their previous best of.
Now it is 10 FPS, right?
Unfortunately, dropping a singular game.
I know. It will be back to normal, man. When the game starts, it will not be lagging. Bro, this is a trash PC, bro. What can I do?
Try to go for a 2-1 or even a 2-0, which would be the biggest statement in the world here for the wildcards.
And for those of you who might just be joining us now, the winner of group
guys, I can show you guys, okay?
The finals there has already been determined, and it was Incilio who won it.
Oh, never mind. It doesn't.
One game from RQ Akira. They needed to steal the slot away from an M series veteran. Will a similar pattern happen to Ulfhed Nar, or will it be a retelling of Destiny?
It'd be a crazy.
It doesn't let you show your task manager, huh?
And honestly fill in the tagline of M6 greater than ever, because it's really
For some reason, it is not showing the task manager.
previous rating champions are getting knocked down as the next generation of players is catching up to the former.
Yeah, there's so many new names among the teams that have made it.
I am guessing.
Main stage automatically.
Yeah, you cannot see, right? It is showing black screen, right?
M series mainstays and veterans and favorites.
It doesn't let you show task manager through a window, I'm guessing.
Able to find their spot in the World Championship. So it's definitely a new era.
So in order for me to show my task manager, I will have to do this.
And we still got one more slot for one of these teams to join them.
Now, the exciting thing is none of these teams are going to be able to bring out the best gameplay. That being said, look at what's specifically with broadcast and
I have to bring in the window capture, right?
I love the FYG.
No, cannot be the window capture.
The most iconic games when show and loss up.
It has to be screen capture, right?
They're disciplined like PH teams, but while PH teams focus on winning,
Whatever.
DFYG
Fuck.
the enemy jungler and disrupts them from taking objectives. But I'm not sure if this playstyle comes from the players or from the coaches.
And we also got a quote from Coach Sasa of DFYG at the same time, where he said, "I do my part as a coach to guide them with everything I know, but I also have to credit the players."
Wait, there is no such thing as screen capture here. What?
So I think it is a combination of different styles.
I do agree with both of them that from
Or
my
display
perspective,
capture.
The way that DFYG plays, I wouldn't say is the most outlandish, super creative even. However,
You guys still cannot see the freaking task manager.
utilizing abilities
No. Now you guys can see, right?
on their downtime to find this information. Honestly, let's just look at these highlights and you would see straight away, right? Because as Pichu and as well as Long are able to kind of not really control the fights, but they can anticipate the next motions being thrown at them from their opponents.
Yeah, I think we all know that China as a region has always been one that can stand out in this particular
You guys see my problem, right?
It's expected that they would have ideas from prior experience playing other similar games, and
You guys see my problem, right? Look at the CPU, look at the GPU, guys.
further impresses me is not just that
The internet, it can take so much more pressure. I mean, the internet is pretty good. My Ethernet, it's pretty strong. I have way more speed than this, right?
compared to many other
I have way more speed than this. I literally have,
Things going for them is the fact that they also have a
I literally have 10x more speed available.
participant, if not, I mean, he's
I mean, the send wise, it's not really that much, but yeah. I literally at least have 5x more, okay?
his influence
Now
spread.
look at this though.
When he's doing well.
Wait, what about the Kage himself, Sasa,
This is my problem, man.
and also winner
Both the GPU and the CPU, bro.
last year. That's pretty valuable. But let's talk a little bit about Ulfhednar as well. Specifically, what can DFYG do to disrupt them?
Well, I think a lot of it really boils down to how the draft is going to be played. Because if you were to define Ulfendar's overall playstyle, I think, again, they're extremely flexible, right? They're especially good when it comes down to these team fights. However, we are seeing some
Anyways, let me remove display capture.
activeness. However, it comes at a cost. They need
You guys are able to see Arnab, right? Arnab?
their opponents play
I showed everything right, Arnab.
before it becomes a problem.
Now, Ulfhednar are a team that's very, very confident and able to adapt on the fly within the game itself. You want them to play front to back, they can do it. You want them to play formers, they can do it as well. They catch you off guard, and the rotations and combinations, especially between players like Apex and Alien, are very, very clean. Ulfhednar has a similar style to RRQ Akira in that the EXP laner wants to be someone starting fights and creating opportunities, but there's definitely a cleaner bond between them.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can definitely see that there are moments where they
GG Jung, guys. It's freaking 6 p.m.
out of them. And these are
Ah.
of course mistakes that we're expecting some of the top tier teams to be bringing their A game here at the wild cards. And so far, only Ulf has shown that they do it consistently.
So far, it's easy to tell that Ulfhednar is the team that is the closest to M Series ready out of everyone here in the wild cards. But
Wolf is, yeah. Ulfendar definitely hands down the most experienced and the most talented team amongst all these, right? All these teams. Ulfendar, they're literally, bro. You guys see others using the freaking Gato, and you guys saw freaking Apex 47 using that Gato.
YG might have ended up in Group B and really shaken up that group itself, because I think in terms of my personal rankings, DFYG...
They're definitely one of the strongest. They're definitely, in my opinion, better than BTK.
exactly pushed through all the way. So now, DFYG shooting up.
it does feel a little bit bad that they ended up in the same group as Ulfhednar, because who knows how far they could have gone in Group B. But let's go ahead and mention 2 MSC trophies, 1 picture here at NMLBB Esports. We got Kill VJ, an MSC 2021 champion alongside Execration, now being coached by Sasa, an MSC 2019 champion with Onyx Indonesia. 2 legends working together, hoping to be greater than ever.
Pretty crazy to think that 5 years ago during MSC, Sasa was part of that lineup of Onyx ID, part of the legendary 5 Kages, which dominated the international scene for the entire year before eventually struggling.
Also, guys, like you guys see you guys see something, man. Like China, they're definitely working somewhere that they are getting paid more, right? Kill VJ and Shasha,
Love seeing that. But
both of them are MSC champions.
if we're talking about that chemistry, we can look no further than Ofednar from Turkey.
It's a lot though, guys. It's a lot. People that think that playing at a top level or doing anything consistently, it's easy. No, man. It's so hard, bro.
In multiple international tournaments, they
I'm
want
fucking cooked. Hosting this freaking watch party 3 days with nobody watching. I'm sorry, not nobody. Arnav is here right now. Kingu might still be here, fucking making a joke about something, right?
So far, and that was my
Streamlabs is always here, guys. Let me check actually how many of us are here watching.
anybody.
A1 is somebody.
Tianfeng Yao Guai from China, consisting of Long, PCU, Yiwon, Zed, and Kiel VJ. A team that many would have hoped for potential from, but not had the highest expectations going into the wild card, and yet they've shattered them all.
They have, and honestly, the big standout for me last year, Lung was somebody that we had to keep our eyes on, but I think right now Zed and as well as Yi1 are doing a phenomenal job at pressing the tempo and maintaining at a high octane throughout the game.
You can definitely tell the impact that Sasa and Long's coaching have had on DFYG, but also a very intelligent choice of switching up their gameplay style from MSE.
Now, let's go with a quick M chat with the Thorn Queen. Rosa, we asked, what are your thoughts on DFYG? He said, I think they have a great composition as a team, which is why the mid laner Yuan was able to shine, and they were able to finish the game very early. I can only say best of luck to them when we meet.
All right. A lot of respect being given over here, and this is actually a very, very big deal. Rosa having the nickname Torn Queen is for a reason, a very popular player, even outside of their own region, for creating impact and impressive plays in multiple international appearances.
Exactly. I mean, previously when they were under the banner of Fireflux, a lot of their, interesting playstyles came through how deep their hero pools truly was. Tianzi whipping out a Leomord, the Amon even, especially in the time where assassins and especially fighter junglers were really struggling. Tank junglers were the way to go. And even in the mid lane, Rosa bringing out things like the Turisla, shocking the world.
I think that's especially why the praise being given over to Yi1 is such high regard. I think it's very funny as well, because when we discussed this with some of the casters from China, Yi1 was pointed out as a player with incredible improvement in the recent times. So I want to see more of that improvement up against the Torn Queen themselves in the land of Dawn. Let's go to the draft of game number 1.
DFYG going to be on blue side with Ufenda on the red side. In fast bans we are seeing here. Blue side we are seeing DFYG getting rid of the Gato Gacha, getting rid of the Yve alongside it. From Uf, we are seeing the Zushin as well as the Hilda with a quick response in the Phoveus from DFYG.
Looks like a very big focus towards teamfight control being banned out on the DFYG side, getting rid of
They're banning cheap.
the RWM, the Phoveus that can be very disruptive to your front line.
Cheap.
And
Motherfuck. What?
Finally, a team who's willing to pick up the Fanny, but it comes at a cost because Hylos and as well as Cho going to get locked in, both having very good ways of single target lockdown against
What?
Acid.
Fanny?
down that this is not some kind of ego check here. Zed is known to play the Fanny. It is one of his signatures in China, and he's been stated to be very, very good on the hero. But it's going to be difficult here because the Cho is a very easy answer. You get caught with the Way of the Dragon, you are gone. So this is a big challenge to Ulvednar.
Yeah, honestly, this is going to be a pretty big test here specifically for Zed, but let's see what's going to be the supplementary force around him. Good peel is great, strong initiation and early game power definitely falls into the category when you want to pair something up with the Fanny. We see the Vexana getting picked here blind and the Khalid. I get the Khalid, but I feel like the Vexana purely in response to the
Arnav, brah,
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that is...
But no, man, bro, you cannot let the Fanny be used ever in this in the pro scene, bro. Fanny too freaking strong.
And try to freeze
So Arnav, Arnav, you know this stupid guy called Insane.
ability to land that.
Do you know this stupid guy called Insane?
At least this this does goes to show that the concept of priority in lane is highly valued by DFYG, because Vixana by herself can clear lanes pretty effectively from level 2 onwards without having to take too much damage against long range mages, with the only exception being Cecilion.
Yeah, that's why it's typically one of the safer mid lane picks to grab even blind.
Love it.
But if we're talking about safe blind picks, then
Playing rank with him. Oh my god.
to the top of the list, one of the best gold laners you can grab right now.
Okay, and I'm loving this. The preparation coming in from Ulf is looking good. Getting rid of the Moskov in that second phase ban, knowing that they've already posed a different question. Hey, our mid laner is going to be totally fine. There's still plenty of utility mid mages ready to go, but we don't know whether Lung's pockets are as deep.
Yeah, well, I guess if we're talking
So whenever ranking with him, that dumb guy lets the fanny be open and bans like Vixana, Nana, those kind of stupid shit, right? I have to scream at him, motherfucker, if I'm not playing the fanny. If I'm not playing the fanny, just ban the fanny. If if you don't want to ban fanny, ask me if I want to play the fanny. If I say no, ban the fanny straight away, bro. Ban the fanny straight away, please.
Going to be the next ban coming in from DFYG as
You know why I do not place a ban on Fanny myself? Because it's my hero, right? So you know you always be having that feeling banning your own hero and shit.
as well as dropping down a mini lord is pretty good. Let's see what the response is. Harith is the next ban, and I mean the ULF, they are on top of it. They have done their homework.
Yeah, Moskov and Harif are both heroes that would be able to somewhat hold the lane against Bruno. So with them both off the table, Long is going to be forced onto a little bit more of a scaling gold laner. I think Beatrix is still an option, but a little bit more difficult.
I've been going crazy lately with mid lane Fanny.
Is there anything better than that as of right now? I want to believe that, you know, playing... I would be interested to see if Lung can actually play...
I am cooking with mid lane Fanny, bro.
Time, right? If you are going to go for Beatrix, the main issue is her mobility. Yes, she outranges a lot of people and does really well against siege compositions and has high ground defense, but at the same time, when you're...
They picked up their gold laner. They don't want to give the Dian Puyang Y some good gold laner. But I think this is going to be Beatrix being picked up by Dian Puyang Y.
Clearly the most aggressive and effective Loyi player among all the wildcard teams. And it can even out.
And this team of Diang Pyang, they already picked up their own mage. So now they are denying two of the possible Rosa mages. But I don't think you can ban out the Rosa like that. This is gonna be Rosa on Paramis.
Depending on what side of the map it's going to be on.
Oh, never mind. Mother Rosa. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Versus a Fanny.
Direct statement. We talked about Farsa a little bit throughout the wild card. How the meta
Farsa versus a Fanny. The last time I was playing Fanny,
would come back.
enemy picked freaking Farsha. He wasn't having a good time on Farsha.
Is not where you would typically see it. They are.
I rarely get MVP whenever I'm playing Fanny though, right? I'm not those kind of selfish players on Fanny, bro. I try to bait out a lot and shit, right? And that game I got MVP actually versus Farsha.
Inbuilt stun into her kit.
I think so.
If you have Cho looking for those engages, you drop down that feather.
Fanny just doesn't really suit my style that much.
You got peel from high loss, and these
I get way too excited about baiting shit out with my Fanny, right? And I get punished for it. I do not have the team that can peel me out, that can peel out for me.
Ranger gets lost.
And I get punished most of the time whenever I'm playing Fanny. But if the team can follow up with my Fanny,
But his scale
that's amazing. I still have a game saved up in my replay. Oh no, I don't think I have, right?
to what Ulfhednar has
Do
put
I?
on the table. And if you combine that together with the Tigreal to maybe set things up for Fanny, I really like the balance of the FYG strength.
Nope.
I agree, but the question is, what is going to
Oh no.
to the EXP?
Oh no. I know I don't.
Else, because right now,
I have a freaking Badang game saved.
peel, something to be able to stop the initial engagement, because it feels like DFYG needs
I have a Badang and a Hanzo game saved.
Pawn Rosa's Farsa, if not the other way around.
You could combine something like the Ruby and Cho together. There's still things like the Edith as well as the Arlet. Let's see what they decide to go for. It is
I
the
don't think I'll be doing anything with the
jungle. Somehow
with that Hanzo game.
through all of this, I forgot that the jungle was just left open.
It was left open for quite a while as well.
Shit, I deleted the Hanzo game. I got a maniac in that Hanzo game. I deleted that freaking Hanzo game.
it has been a very long time since we've seen Farsa touch
Whatever, bro.
Dawn, but with Suyo in, they've got burst, they have a way to kind of sustain and initiate in a multifaceted way.
I like these drafts. I feel like this is a very balanced matchup and really speaks to the volumes of the coaching staff on both teams.
Granger with Purify.
Exciting match.
Granger with Purify. Interesting.
Time.
There's something about the drops. I'm kind of saving my energy, man. I'm kind of saving my brain power and energy. It's 6:08, right? I'll be casting at 7 p.m.
Taking a game from the wall.
Kinda not trying to like say too much and lose my energy, right?
Land of Dawn for game 1 of the final series of the M6 wildcard group stage.
Let's jump right into it. Welcome to the land of Dawn. Both our competitors here, it's going to be really important that we highlight who is going to be the big difference makers in this game. For DFYG on the blue side, it's got to be Zed for sure. He's got a lot on his plate right now, but if he can't...
Do you have any question about the draft? If you guys ask me questions, I'll be giving you guys answers.
LVJ, right? If he can do well in
Draft wise, you guys obviously know who I'm gonna be keeping my eyes on, right? It's gonna be an assassin Fanny, right? This is not gonna be a fighter Fanny.
Available only until the 20th.
From what I see, like what am I looking at? It's Zayed on that lethal ignition. So this is definitely gonna be an assassin Fanny.
Glory avatar emote and new special skin Baxia Dauntless Shield for free.
Yep.
Also another interesting thing it will be to keep an eye on that Granger.
From the CC between PCU.
Did I not tell you guys that Farsha? I'm not feeling good about Farsha this game.
Early game can be pretty tough here.
PNZ
Oh, TNZ almost got punished for being freaking greedy. Cho EXP is good, bro.
He just needed one more auto attack as soon as he caught
It's not gonna be my freaking rank game dog shit damage Chos, man.
from Yao Guai.
It's gonna be alien on that show, going tank.
Once they hit
Not gonna be the stupid freaking lethal ignition damage show, providing nothing for his jungle.
the feather airstrike is online.
Yeah, there's a lot of team fight potential on Ulfin now once they have their ult. Sacred Hammer just in time from PCU to avoid the Blade Surge stun.
Surprised that didn't connect. It felt like it should, but even so, here comes the first turtle.
Yep, KLVJ already trying to buy some time, but he...
Fanny straight up gonna be deciding to give up the turtle, man. That's how you play the Fanny. You do not go for freaking objectives like that.
As this game is going to progress,
Playing
how this is going
assassin, jungle, namely Fanny, you do not go for objectives. If your team doesn't think they're gonna be able to secure the parameter for you to secure the objective, if they give you the call, like not to go for objective, you ask your team as a Fanny player, guys, turtle, objective guys. If they say no, we don't think that we can secure you the parameter, you do not go for it. Guys, look at Alien though.
forced to use Retri on his purple buff.
yeah, so
The thing though, Farsha does brainless.
early gang towards the
Farsha cannot consistently keep on landing the hits though, right? But Farsha should be. No, Farsha's damage is reasonable, bro.
lane first.
Farsha's damage is reasonable.
Advantage in comparison to Khalid, who all he wants to do is clear waves and then move away.
The hero that does brainless amount of damage by button spamming.
Be really good for Alien as well, but here comes the Raging Sandstorm. Flicker by Alien.
Nice clicker from Alien though.
Quite enough energy to dive that. PCU in
I cannot remember a mage like that.
airstrike, but that means no flicker.
I don't want to say Edora though.
Nice.
I don't think Edora is the answer.
Getting resources.
Farsha is good, man. Farsha good just as it is, man.
Flickers and big proactive battle.
No. Yeah. Luo might be doing a little bit too much damage with the duality. Luo's passive might be doing a little bit too much damage, in my opinion.
Done a good job of cutting off the
It does so much damage with the duality.
Fanny kills that we are using.
Oh, look at Lung. Look at the usage of the Purify from Sunshine.
Zed was bound, stunned by Apex.
Okay. Fanny, so far doing nothing.
Caught out with Implosion, but that's only on Apex. KLVJ is the only one here and doesn't quite have enough damage.
Yo, they're pressuring Nigriel. Nigriel getting nicked.
They get
TNZ being pressured. Ooh. Okay. Kill is actually picking that kill up with Raging Sandstorm. Rosa, perfect placement of the Feather Airstrike.
KLVJ is picked up.
Boom! Death Sonata from Lung.
Goes
Oh my god, they are pressuring so much that they are literally not letting this Fanny farm up.
Unfortunate. Had he just paced it out, spaced
We might see a walking Fanny. It's not a walking Fanny.
the dragon to maybe get
The Fanny is doing good. The Fanny is doing good. The Fanny is doing good.
alien is not gonna have the way of the dragon.
The Fanny is doing good. The Fanny is doing good.
Press Sacred Hammer. Oh, unfortunately misses on Sun.
The other player on Fanny is also good, man. Zaid, Zaid.
And Sunshine able to get out alive.
Tell me, was that not a perfect
Okay, guys. Branded damage, you know which hero does branded damage? It's Bruno, bro. Bruno does branded amount of damage right now.
to hopefully sneak in another
Bruno kinda needs a little bit of nerf.
Really popping off throughout this wild card, and he
They are pressuring the Fanny so much.
being able to avoid a Fanny at this stage is huge and not a good sign for DFYT.
I mean, Wolf now with the tempo that they've jammed
Loong is using that Valentine skin.
across the board, it's still 3-3, but with the structural advantage, now this is where it gets
Bro, alien, guys, look at that stupid alien. Wow.
All wasted.
Hey,
I don't like the Granger pick from their golden though.
on these.
I personally picked Granger into a team that was gonna be Fanny jungle. I didn't really like it. I mean,
DFYT doing a good
even though I was doing so much for the Fanny got the MVP and lost the game.
job snowballing.
I was feeling like if I had some other marksman that game, we could have been winning the game, man. The Granger,
Their ultimate. Same can be said about DFYG, but that's only fights.
Kill VJ trying to do something.
Time to make sure
Guys, just look at this game, man. This is not a branded Argus, man.
return.
This is an Khalid helping his jungle.
Like zoning TCU away, almost gets the kill.
Oh, the Khalid, he's gonna be falling right now. Boom, no, never mind. He's kiting, surviving. The Fanny picking up a kill, picking up a double.
Sacred Hammer.
A triple for Fanny, no.
Life for a kill onto TNC instead.
Meanwhile, TNZ, Rosa is in trouble. Never mind. He's gonna be the one picking up the kill on Khalid. Crazy. Sunshine getting a big damage buff. A big power spike with that Berserker coming in.
Ability. That was a
And also, is the Granger trying to split push? I think he's gonna be securing the tower. Will he be able to? Yeah, Granger will be securing up the tower pretty easily.
Able to punish with his last sliver of HP.
I said it too early.
Tier 1.
The game still isn't looking good. Guys, look at the freaking Bruno damage. Oh my god. Oh, what the fuck are you doing, Zaid? Guys. These stupid idiots, garbages like Kingo be like making fun of whenever I'm picking up the Fanny all of a sudden. I only play one Fanny game a day, most of the time. Only one. And like Kingo's like this, like kinda be making fun of me for missing one or two cables. Did you guys see how many cables Zaid missed there? He's known for playing the Fanny. He's playing at a level this Kingus will never reach.
But yeah, if Rosa can
And these guys have the freaking guts to say anything.
go timing where DFYT
Did you guys see how many cables did Zaid miss there?
despite having a Fanny
Literally, if I was playing the Fanny in that situation, I might not have missed that many cables.
so important that Zed stays relevant.
This Kingus doesn't even understand
HP on
the game even at like 2%.
Alien from running into the back line. But Glorious Pathway means they cannot defend their mid-tier 1.
Yeah, they just don't have the gap closer. Only KLVJ can effectively cancel out the feathered airstrike. If not Zed,
Oh, nicely calculated. Yo, Zaid, man, Zaid is literally doing what happens to me. I literally miss those cables two though. Like when I'm consistently playing the Fanny, I'll be hooking the cable. What Fanny was trying to do here,
that means they're gonna get aggressive.
Eternal Guard
the Fanny she was trying to like hook onto this tower, right? I'll be missing the cables there too, man. If I do not play the Fanny consistently, that happens.
has already backed it off.
Unless you're a Fanny one trick,
Onto the
I don't know.
turret, pushes him away, but Glorious Pathway cuts off the Enfeng Yao Guai. Zed just doesn't have enough damage to go for the one shot, and Peace New gonna pay the price with Sunshine.
Damn, brah. The Granger isn't good here either, bro.
Price at least.
The Granger pick, I don't really like it, bro. It doesn't do much damage. Speaking of Granger, guys, you guys see, man, Granger doesn't do anything. Versus two tanky frontliners, Granger doesn't do anything, man.
YG.
Yeah, Bruno will be popping out a lot of damage, lot of free damage. Speaking of damage,
Not even gonna come
that's not a damage show. Putting in ward. Yavon will die for that. Yon, that's not Yavon, that's Yon. And now Loom cannot do anything. Loom cannot do anything. Guys, Bruno's picking up a free freaking triple kill. Granger isn't good, man. Granger isn't really good. I don't like Granger Gold. I usually in 70% of the time I'm not gonna be liking Granger Gold, guys.
Nearly 10 minutes in.
I'm not liking Granger Gold at all. 70% of the time I do not like it.
But we can see that this
The fan is good though, guys. You guys can see the macro. Fan is good.
Open are doing a great job of just dancing around.
But when you have Kingus in your team, what can you do? Oh, Fanny might get punished. Never mind. He has the knowledge to know when to back up. Bro, Alien is making the fucking Fanny's life hell.
All skirmishes even at the sacrifice of Rosa's early game worked out.
So the Kingu in his team right now, it is the Granger pick, right?
They are determining the pace at which these fights are taken. PCU tries to walk out.
Oh, look at Fanny.
Some sunshine already.
Rosa not only had to use the Purify, sorry, not the Wings by Wings, he also had to use the Purify for some reason, I don't know.
G1 is dead here. Oh,
Yon is getting pressured so much though. Yon also cannot do anything. Like they cannot provide anything for the Fanny. But the Fanny is still like on a killing spree.
on TNZ.
So missing so many cables, bro.
Tian Feng Yao Kuai will be happy.
That is what happens, bro. When you do not practice the Fanny that much,
Oh, flicker in with the implosion.
the Fanny, like before playing the Fanny, you need to be like practicing your cables.
Rosa, but in
So guys,
and KillBJ are both already gone.
let this fight be over.
Quickly away from the Fanny as well.
Oh man, that was a revitalized.
The Fanny is missing so many cables. You guys know why?
Get caught by that implosion. He purified.
Granger actually altered that red buff away though. That was W.
Last second to actually go for the flicker to ensure.
Granger actually altered that red buff away. Fanny misses the blue.
Yeah, an implosion is actually too.
I don't want the Fanny to lose. Anyways, guys, do you guys know what happened to Zaid there, man? Why is he missing so many cables?
By PCU. It's just unfortunate.
Do you guys know why the Fanny is missing that many cables, man? Zaid, he wasn't even expecting to be getting the Fanny. He wasn't expecting the Fanny to be open, right? So before he came in here to play today, he wasn't practicing Fanny cable.
Thinking like, oh man, I wish. He
Usually, if you wanna play the freaking Fanny seriously, if you're actually a good player, you are gonna be practicing your cables before you go into the matches.
actually curious to see what. His,
And I'm pretty sure that is what happened here today. Zaid, he isn't a one trick.
that's not
He's a proper jungle, right? So definitely he wasn't practicing the cables. He didn't expect the Fanny to be free.
Too far away.
Speaking of being free, that was absolutely overextension from Alien, and he getting punished for it, right? But look at that feather airstrike combined with the glorious pathway. They're literally zoning everybody away and trying to secure the tower. Never mind, Fanny coming in, looking for a kill onto Sunshine. No, Sunshine's gonna be backing off.
How is Long?
I cannot speak today, bro.
I thought he.
I'm gonna be stuttering so much today, guys. I think I'm gonna be casting with an accent. Ooh, Fanny.
Inhibs that.
Shut down, TNZ, picking that shutdown up.
And Rosa comes
Lung will also be falling in the hands of Rosa.
along. They're gonna go ahead and take the mid in him now. Crystal could be open. PCU and
This is GG's, man.
time to defend it. They're gonna be able to clear
Ooh,
out minion
that damage from TNZ.
from a single combo by
Oh, this is gonna be it, man. This is GG's, man.
and they hold the minions.
This is GG's. This is GG's. Bruno, baselock, two hit the tower, right? GG's.
Oh, Bednar push straight in and take game number 1.
Ah,
Boy, what a battle!
they didn't expect the Fanny to be free.
The latter half of it
And Ulfender, they are a better team anyways.
becomes so difficult to walk up if you have not.
But
enough of
Fanny could have done more. But they made the mistake of picking freaking stupid Granger gold lane this game. Granger wasn't the appropriate gold laner for this game.
Ulfednar
Was the Moscow banned?
posed so decisive the entire game. To reach level 75 for
Let me check the draft real quick, guys.
one. There's always that thought in your head. I might just run.
Oh yeah. Of course they banned the Moscow.
DFYG.
Beatrix would have been better this game, man.
Rosa,
Granger was a shitty pick, man.
aggressive and
I'm not liking Granger Gold.
among all
I don't really like Granger Gold. Most of the time, whenever I'm going jungle, if I see a Granger being picked in my gold lane, I don't really like it that much.
especially with a glorious pathway of
Personally, also I like to play Granger, right? I really love playing Granger, but from the golden though, I'm kind of hesitant to picking it up always, man.
Now that is an interesting pick coming in from the ULF.
That is a direct statement.
I don't really want to pick up Granger golden that much.
The meta could develop in a way where artillery mages like this could come back if we see more long range, less mobile marksmen. This fully capitalize on it.
Oh no, God bless Apex 47 to be in the area and have a Revitalize to keep Sunshine alive in those types of moments. I mean, Tenzi was probably thinking like, oh man, I wish he used a Revitalize for me, but I'm a little too far. At this point in time,
no, it was really
Anyways, let's come back to the game. I'm also gonna be having to this Bruno. Bruno was going crazy, right?
the places where they could pick him up.
well, I mean,
I'm gonna be conserving a little bit of my energy, guys, because I'm gonna be having to cast in 30 more minutes or something.
let me just double check
Fuck me.
mess this up. It was anti-Kuras for both Alien as well as KLVJ and not the Thunderbelt. Now Lung as well, deciding to opt to go, hey, I'm going to the Hunter Strike. I eventually need to get a Sea Halberd and then also make sure that I get a Malefic Roar. Very, very close to the big item in that BOD.
Yeah, it was.
Even with the BOD, man, the Granger doesn't really do that much damage. I miss my old Granger, bro. Whenever I had my old Granger, man, the time the enemy will be seeing me, they are dead, man. The enemy fucking tries to overextend on my ass, they are dead, man.
So that they would never be.
And nowadays, man, I have to do so much with the Granger to get a kill.
That made
It's not funny, bro.
very difficult.
Very, very difficult.
I miss my old Granger sometimes.
Because their item builds is to compensate for a couple of...
Granger was using that thing, bro, fighter emblem, huh?
wanted to go for the BOD early, but unfortunately...
Granger isn't bad, but Granger is so one-directional, right? Granger isn't like accountable. He's so one-directional.
burst from everybody on the side of the ULF.
And everybody at the top level knows how to avoid Granger.
The Athena Shield on top of having the anti-Kuras to ensure that he could survive.
In fact, the both roamers and EXP laners itemized very defensively.
Unless your team can provide you with so much frontlining, right?
There is an incredible
You cannot be playing the Granger.
game burst on both teams. There's a Fanny and Vexana. There is a Suyo and Farsa. You cannot afford to greed out and prolong this game because it's unlikely to happen. So you're gonna go for more defensive options early on.
I mean, not only that, right? Because of that delay, and at the same time, when we start looking towards specifically the gold lane, that's why Sunshine was able to kind of stick around a lot longer in comparison to Lung in close quarters, because nobody had anti-heal, right? Every person that he hit, as long as he wasn't touched by an ability from Yi1 specifically, would have been absolutely fine. And even from Lung's perspective, laning against him, he wants to make sure that he can poke out Sunshine in lane, force him to recall, and then steal a turret. But in that case, that just, you know, we could talk about this forever, but right now, I think that the FYG have the correct idea. Now it really boils down to how are we going to execute it more effectively, because when we're looking at Ulfandar, it's all about unlocking Alien first and letting Alien keep track of Zed.
Yeah, it's a very classic playstyle for Ulfhednar, right? Having Alien on the Cho just opens up so many avenues for them. But it is still Sunshine who is constantly being that late game carry for Ulfhednar. Bruno, already a difficult opponent for Granger to deal with in the early game. And because the rest of the FYG couldn't really make strides across the map, he was uncontested the entire game.
Yeah, the good thing, it wasn't Rosa, bro.
Is that he's not the prime.
It wasn't Rosa. Rosa was playing a definitely pretty amazing mage with that Farsha, right? But it wasn't even Rosa. It was Alien and all the rest of his team, and including Sunshine. It was Sunshine, TNZ, everybody is contributing in this team. Nobody in this team fucking eats for free, okay? These are not Kingus.
Fettered airstrike is so hard.
These are not Kingus with 40% Mia in epics, man. Everybody in this team, they contribute, man.
Extra survivability from this Revitalize.
It wasn't even only about Farsha, Apex 47, Rosa, even sorry, not Rosa, Apex 47, Alien, and even Sunshine. They didn't let the Fanny play the game for free, right? They were making Fanny's life hell. And Loom kinda made his own life hell by picking up that stupid Granger Golden, right?
Positioning a majority of the time, right? Rosa, yes, he's close to walls, but at the same time, he is making sure he is not giving an optimal angle for Zed to get in the fight and hit multiple.
The enemies, man, the Alien Apex, they all made the life of Fanny hell. So of course Rosa didn't have to do much.
Great job. But Ulfednar was not giving him any open.
The feather airstrike placements from Rosa though, they were pretty nice.
and running at the
I saw 3 amazing placements from Rosa with this feather airstrike.
Good. Zed just could not find them.
Yeah. Thing about Ulfandar, I mean, ever since their previous showings in M series, they've always been highly regarded as a dangerous team because of their positioning and the way that they play out their team fights. They're really good at kiting back and forth in these small moments. If not, the execution I think has gotten sharper since the last time we saw them.
Yeah, and that's a scary thought, especially when you consider how highly they already placed during M5 itself, right? This is a world-class team, among the most promising in the entire world. It is even a surprise that they are here at the wildcards at all. So that's for the rest of the teams to try and figure out how they can overcome them.
And then cut to the Alien just 30
Sobik playing Farsha. Sobik playing Farsha.
time. But you guys know what time it is. Time to put out the Rizzler glasses here, because keep in mind
That is Sobik playing Farsha, bro. All the entirety of the action happened.
Crunchy biscuit.
Nothing in range to hit. Nothing in fucking range to hit. Sobik.
Level up your day.
Feather airstrike.
Panda's web-
Bro! Not even the minions are there. Why are you using ultimate, Sobik? Sobik's Farsha. Oh my god, bro. It's cancer.
LaFell stole it.
Yeah, LaFell.
Oh man.
Like, oh great, they have a fresh box here. The sucker.
His vision idea and like he really lacks a lot. When it comes to playing ML, man, he really lacks a lot of discipline, man. He shouldn't be like playing marksman. I don't think so, man. He doesn't have the discipline for a marksman. From what I see from Sobik playing other roles, especially, he gets exposed a lot playing other roles than marksman, right? Because marksman is a brain-dead role almost. Marksman gets to basic attack. With marksman, you are doing
Hello Panda at home somewhere.
you are doing something, but with other, whenever you are playing a other role, you have to be conservative. You have to be thinking about, do I have the damage? Do I have the proper skill placement? Do I have the proper cooldowns to finish this job, man? But with marksman though, you basic attack and you do so much damage, right?
I think
So we get exposed a lot playing other roles.
is not to be scoffed upon. You shouldn't be
His discipline kind of lacks for playing marksman. I don't know, man.
incremental losses that are happening, and
He can definitely get better though if he tries.
lose a flicker, but the opponent also loses a
But
not too bad of an idea.
yeah, bro, that Farsha game. Do not remind me. Ooh, bro, that Farsha game, भाई. Alt खोल के बैठा है बंदा. कब का फाइट खत्म हो गया? फाइट खत्म होने के बाद वो alt खोल रहा है.
The fact that it is
Alt खोल के कम से कम कुछ नहीं है रेंज पे. मिनियन तो मार ले भाई. मिनियन भी नहीं मार रहा. इधर उधर alt मार रहा है वैसे. नटालिया पेल रहा है alt से. ओह,
where a team just doesn't seem to be
genius.
well, because we got to see some of that in the wildcards. The FYG legitimately requires Ulfednar to look into some slightly deeper options to make sure that they are cut off from gaining an advantage.
Well, I do hope that they don't.
That was dirty, bro.
The Farsa. I mean, Farsa will get to that level is to be expected.
So Farsha, bro.
There's nothing much you can really do about it.
Oh bad, man.
Needs to flicker forward and make something happen.
I mean, we did have heroes that should have been able to dive the Farsa on paper, but yeah, positioning was great. We literally
Positioning was really great from Rosa.
Rosa, and then the wings by wings specifically into the wall to prevent the chase. This is someone with experience playing. While Zed is known for his fanny in the China region, perhaps it's time to go back to something a little bit more basic, right? Let the fundamentals carry you through.
Yeah, fundamentals are going to be extremely important here because
Bruh, Sadafa, he didn't even care, he didn't even calculate. Okay guys, you know what happened? Zaid could have definitely won this game with Fanny, right?
start to pop out, and a lot of it is
Zaid could have definitely played the Fanny better, hands down. But he couldn't play the Fanny better. He wasn't prepared to Fanny, right? He didn't expect the Fanny will be open.
but as soon as that early
They didn't expect the Fanny to be open, so they didn't practice beforehand.
that tier 1
They weren't cabling for 10 minutes before coming into this game, right?
But I think KLVJ was doing a great job, right? He was actually dueling his duels. He was surviving a lot of ganks and actually turning them around for the FYG. So the potential is clearly there. It's
Unless you practice before you come into the game. Okay guys, so the thing is,
just need to keep
the actual, like, the players they play Fanny, they are not a one trick, right? The players that are not one trick and they play Fanny, they know about the long cable. They know how long cables work.
early game. Like if we look
Sorry, they know how the straight cabling work, right?
they will think of a
We know how the straight cabling work, and we can do it. We can consistently do it.
Impact of Coach
But
Nakata
because we are not a one trick,
undeniable on
we do not have that much muscle memory. We play so many other heroes as well. And if we do not practice that long cabling thing straight cabling thing before coming into a game of playing Fanny,
known to be
we fuck up. As simple as that, bro.
of gaming.
Because we are not a one trick, to do the straight cable, you need to practice for at least 5 minutes before coming into the game, right?
Such a huge difference in how quickly you grow.
It helps a lot. If you just go into the training ground
few interesting matches.
and practice your straight cabling before coming into the match straight away for like consistently for 5 minutes. If you just go there and you just do this, you literally just do this, it helps a lot, man. It helps a lot.
Red side.
So we do have a side switch here.
If you are not a one trick man, you will be needing to do that.
Fanny, now that they have second pick. Ofednar still going for the bans on Eve and Phoveus, but instead
They do not want to give PNZ his Fanny, I'm guessing, bro.
Also get rid of the Hilda too. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. The fact that Matilda
Yeah, in their server or national level, it's never open. No.
have not been banning it out, if not letting it through sometimes as well. Mainly because I'm guessing they want to play a composition that can actually chase down their opponents potentially.
Your team is
Ooh, I thought it was going to be something like a Hylo's first pick when the Matilda was banned out, but they go for the Cho straight away.
I have no issues with this. I think Cho as a first pick is really powerful right now. Now that we've seen, the nerfs actually coming through onto towards Suyo, we don't have the penultimate pick anymore. I mean, there's still Zhuxi, but we have enough bans.
Yeah, Zusin not gonna really see much of the light of day here, but Bruno and Gatot are very effective opening from DFYG. It does lean them a little bit towards
Cho
wanting
pick?
more of an early game.
Bro, this is once again Wolfenberg picking up the Cho though. But one good thing that the side of Dian Fiang Y got this time, it is the Gatot.
I'm guessing that DFYG are
It's the gay hero Gatot.
in towards comfort.
I think I'll be having to end my stream here, guys.
Resources necessary because in that previous game on that Granger,
Let's
you play more like a
635.
you have your 3 items, right? You use that Death Sonata to finish off kills, if not supplement the initiators, as it does have a slow effect when it connects.
Yeah, so I think now that he is on the Bruno instead, he should be able to contribute to fights a little bit more, but against a Natan, it's gonna be rough because this hero scales up so quickly and so terrifyingly.
Yeah, and it just makes Winds of Nature an unoptimized item for you as a marksman. Now you don't have the defensive capabilities to protect yourself against Natan. The most you can do is probably the Malefic Gun to try and outrange him, as long as you don't get hit by the CC. Now, it's going to be Suyo getting locked in for the red side of DFYG. They can ban the Alpha out against TNZ, but I think that TNZ still has plenty of options. He can still play the Nolan, he can still play the Leon Lord.
And he did a great job with the Ling on day 1 as well, so these are all possibilities that he can play for. I think the FYG can definitely try to get a snowball going with the Suyo and Gatot, since that would create some good pressure early on, but they gotta be a little bit careful because the Cho and high-lows can really punish outside your positioning.
Hayabusa
Your
going to
team
get
is banned.
followed up banned by the red side here. Want to get rid of the assassins early on to make sure that they have an opportunity in this game here. But they need something punishable because Cho is on the other side, right? As much as Suyo doesn't want to get hit by the Way of the Dragon during these neutral takes, they probably will need a stronger initiation tool. I'm just not entirely sure what it's going to be.
Well, something they can even consider is going for the Valentina, right? And then stealing either Glorious Pathway or Way of the Dragon to maybe kick things off. Pun not intended. But is that the path they would want to go for? It requires a good deal of mastery.
It's a tough call. It's a really tough call. Because again, yes, the Way of the Dragon
There
is
is
great,
light.
but it
There
puts
are
Valentina in
also
danger to
shadows.
try and make the play. It's not like
Wait, what was that ban? That was Luoi ban, right?
or Glorious Pathway.
They don't want to allow that. They are not allowing Rosa to have his hands on Luoi, guys.
You know, Vexana, Aurora are still gonna...
Hey man, I'm so sad, man. I wish I had a good team to play with this game, man.
So So I think Aurora is a bit harder to play against something like
I really wish I had a good team to play this game with, man.
Bandaloyes.
Yo, Darcy boy, what's up, man?
Don't have to worry.
We are just suffering, man. Suffering watching these games. Getting sad, bro.
Yeah, chip is still on the table, and I feel like the FYG want it, but at the same time, it's a little hard to say because it was Wolfendar being.
I also have to go and cast in like.
Red side gets first pick in the second phase, so this is their option. Do they want to?
I don't think. Let us just watch the draft. Maybe I'll end my stream and go cast, guys.
Aurora, while good at dealing with high lows, is less effective against something like the Cho, while Vexana is a bit more universal. So decide to get rid of.
Why are they like? What is up with this?
Want to blind pick their middle.
What is their fit, guys? Like, why do they look like prisoners?
Where does Gatot is
Why do they look like prisoners? I'm literally looking like you know what is that show, guys? What is that Korean show?
But then, how bad?
Looking like the participants of that show, guys. What was that show, man?
So one more time, actually no, maybe not.
Bruh, what was that show?
And the Gato could just ult right on top of her.
Your team is picking.
Sacred Games? No, it wasn't Sacred Games. What was it, man? This Chinese team is something as GTA versus GTA V prisoners. yeah, something like that.
that is very
No, I am thinking of bro. Squid Game. Looking like I'm looking at Chinese version of Squid Game.
He's just built a little bit different. He even has a nickname over there, right? I believe they called him Pajama Boy because he always showed up wearing pajamas.
Hey man, he's got his priorities straight. He keeps.
Wait, guys, am I crazy or
Maybe
are those jackets being given by Muntun, guys? Because everybody is using like wearing those freaking orange jumpsuits, right? I think those are official Muntun jumpsuits or something, man. Probably.
To get the Valentina. Now this is going to be really fun because again, Valentina has a number of ults to steal. It's either you steal away the feathered airstrike, or maybe look to cancel it yourself.
This Chinese team is something.
Or Guardian of the Avatar.
The Chinese team definitely played a few impressive games. But they're trying to pick up this freaking Valentina. Sorry, this Parsha, man. This wasn't the move. This motherfucker's getting outdrafted.
Final pick.
Motherfucker's definitely getting outdrafted, bro. Why do you pick up Parsha versus Valentina? Why do you pick up Parsha to Valentina against Valentina?
Won't be able to clear the wave as. Clears the wave
Yeah, every time has it. Every team.
DC has like a.
It's looking like so, right? It's looking like every team is wearing the orange jacket. But what is me? Esmeralda? Why?
Cho, right? Because Cho plays around shields a little bit.
Esmeralda? Why?
But outside of that, I don't really see her value.
Doesn't do very.
Nah, bruh. They got fucked in draft.
Nolan probably.
They got fucked in the ass in draft, man.
Esmeralda. Oh, this is interesting.
Their ass got done dirty, man. Nice.
Here to look at the full compositions one more time.
Yeah, Esme really feels bad, bro.
However, with
Let's see. I'm kind of interested to like watch the match. But this is 6 freaking 40, bro.
maybe even past KLVJ, so it's all about peel and responsiveness against the ULFer DFYG.
Well, we also remember what I mentioned about Gatot being the main form of initiation. There's just nothing to keep them inside the feathered airstrike. Esme doesn't really help in that regard. But let's see if the FYG can surprise us once again. Right now, Ulfhednar, 1 game away from confirming their ticket to the wild card finals. Let's see who takes it as we return to the land of Dawn for game number 2.
All right, it's going to be Ulfhednar on the blue side up against Diefo and Yanghwai on the red side.
Let me go pee, drink some water, and be ready. You guys enjoy this, man.
He's revitalized super early.
That's an EXP, yeah, of course, bro. Where else do you think the SME is gonna go, man? Rome. I'm gonna be muting my mic
At the start of game 1.
Exactly.
or getting rid of my camera.
Rage to really make that damage stick despite
Let me get rid of my cam.
having
You know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna be.
But as the early game is going to start progressing relatively quick, oh my god.
Elliot just jumps straight into 4 members of the FYG, knowing that Apex has to revitalize to keep him topped up, and PCU does not. So Apex 47 gets the first blood, but Zed gets the return kill now. But very, very low on HP. Here comes TNC with the delayed engage. Fracture, Kill VJ survives it. And now Zed switches his sight to Rosa. Can he get the swing? No! Rosa dodges it, but not Yi1. So Rosa will fall.
That was an interesting set of fights here. Again, both sides looking to struggle and fight against each other to gain tempo early on. But KLVJ, wait.
Oh, Alien showing him how it's done. This Esmeralda, while she can do some damage early, she's still not known to be a lane dominator.
I mean, her base damage is extremely low, and she only gets better later in the game, and then it's going to be basically unplayable for Alien from that point onwards, right? I am curious what KLVJ is eventually going to build. I don't know if he's going to go for like Thunderbelt first, or if not, and go for a full tank build. If not, go for the traditional Esme build.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen this hero. Apex 47 though already zoning out to PCU as well as Zed here off the turtle. Zed gonna go ahead and start working on his buff, but because TNC already started it quite a while ago, he is clearly in the lead EXP wise.
Double checking the item build so far. KLVJ currently, it looks like he might just be going straight. I mean, it could be an anti-cuirass for all I know, just like similarly to the previous game, or it could just be the Thunderbelt. Hard to say, but he's not going for tier 2 boots.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Yi1 not going to be able to escape. Feather Airstrike used against him to set up the kill for TNC. Blade Surge connects on Alien. A good taunt into Revitalize on both sides. Glorious Pathway slowing down DFYG to the two-man Jeet Gundo. And here comes Rosa as well. But Dianfayagwai surviving a lot of it. Kill VJ using his Purify to get away and allowing Zed to finish off Apex 47 in return. PCU looking for another opportunity. Misses the Avatar the Guardian, but Zed will get the turtle. And E1 secures the kill on Cho with a Feathered Airstrike.
Unfortunate indeed, but still, the FYG is walking away with a 1.3k lead, and Sunshine
Already, man, we survived through like 4 minutes of the game. Sunshine dying, right? Yeah.
He's already dead. He's just gonna pop a cheeky recall there. Apex 47, bit too late to the party, so gold injection to Long.
Yeah, Long is actually dominating this.
Wait, guys, you guys see the improvement? As soon as they do not pick the Granger Gold, man. Lung is a pretty good player, guys. Lung's a pretty good marksman player, guys, right? But Granger isn't a good gold laner.
I'm expecting the lane swap to happen.
Let me rephrase that. Granger isn't a good gold laner 70% of the time.
Long has Master Assassin, so he is straight up aiming to win the 1v1 in the
They're kind of winning the game here. They have a 2.6k gold lead. I just picking when to pour some water and when to pee. And they're literally dominating the Chinese team. Not ideal, bro.
He has been kind of isolated.
And that's
This is why I'm not a freaking
Master Assassin 1v1, and he is coming out on top there, so that's really nice for him. Sunshine already one level behind. Glorious Pathway used defensively again, but they catch the stun on TNC into the
Wait. Rosa was literally using the feather airstrike on his own head. The hell, Rosa?
VJ to kick things off, and that's what I wanted to talk about, right? The initial engagement is going to have to come from Zed and as well as KLVJ. It is a micro.
He was auto-aiming, right?
Oh, look at their positioning.
Yeah, Rosa was using auto-aim. If you use the auto-aim, it's a little bit faster.
Another kill by DFYG.
Yon is actually clapping with that Farsha against Rosa.
4K pretty quick.
Wow. Interesting, man. Yeah, the Chinese team is kind of interesting, man. They're definitely not that bad. Oh, what a kick. Oh, never mind, bro. That was a kick to the enemy side. My bad, man. I was thinking that the Chinese team picked up the show, man. I have to get the fuck out of here, guys.
Turtle already in their hands, now turning into a 5k lead.
Since I have already committed this day, man, I have to get out of here. But I don't really.
And shocking the world, putting up an amazing early game against the fan favorites.
It's not over until it's over just yet there. Uvandar really needs to scale into this game. Like Sunshine especially is going to need more core items with only one completed item in that Feather of Heaven. It's not going to be enough until he has Starlium Sight as well as the Holy Crystal. Speaking of which, cutting back to KLVJ, it looks like he's already finished his T2 boots and as well as his Thunderbelt.
A Thunderbelt on the Esmeralda. I'm very curious. to see what the rest of his build is going to be, because it's been such a long time since we
Wait, kill VJ on that Esme. Interesting.
finishing the Berserkers near
Bruh, Loom is absolutely farming like a madman, guys. Look at Loom.
for Ulfenar.
Yeah, they are currently, they're really, really poor here, and DFYG are not letting their foot off the gas.
Feathered airstrike zoning them away from the mid tier 2. Alien actually gets stunned midway through his combo and has to just back away. Not able to start the fight. Meanwhile, Zed 1v1 with Sunshine. Blade Surge connects right into the skill 2. Unstoppable streak for Zed on the Suyo.
Things are starting to fall apart really quickly for Ulfhendar as Dian Feng Yaowai has continued to make sure that they are punishing them. Walk into the jungle? Nah. We're taking half your life minimum. Be isolated. We've got a man on the job already.
This is a total reversal with Tianfeng Yaoguai controlling the side of the map. Ulfhednar are not able to safely walk into their own jungle. This Farsa being such a good zoning tool. Falling Star Moon right on top of TNC. AOG connects on Apex. PCU instantly walks away. Glorious Pathway slowing down the FYC, but they no longer have a tower to play around, so they're able to get out just fine.
And that's how you utilize their ultimates to get free structures against.
Guys, I couldn't even focus. I know what happened. I think they used the avatar of the Guardian alongside with that ultimate, right? With that feather airstrike. And Loom was hitting towers.
Ulfhendar.
This is the first
Right, guys?
Ulfhednar has been in this situation the entire wildcard group stage, and it is at a very unlikely opponent. China showing us that they are here to play MLBB.
See how the response from Turkey is going to be. Oh!
Ooh, a beautiful dodge! Skill DJ perfectly timed to escape the stolen AOG.
I mean, I'm not flame shot Kingu.
Potentially try and punish. Not going to have the IMU for this upcoming fight. I almost guarantee
No, I'm not flame shot Kingu, bro. I know what's gonna happen.
from Zed. This might be
Know how to play the game.
FYG start things off, taunting Apex, already at home.
That's gonna be, oh man, Zayed looking a hell lot. Guys, Zayed is doing a hell lot. Actually, Zayed's KDA was looking good on that Fanny anyways, right? Now it's looking even better on this Suyu.
right. They're trying to
Now, I mean, not only his KDA is looking good, also his gameplay is looking better as well, right? This is looking like Ulfender are gonna be losing the game here, bro.
Where Bruno really becomes
Bro, look at the big balls of Bruno. Ooh.
he is able to position right outside the Ulfhednar base. Alien gets taunted! Wrong time, wrong place! A free kill for Long! And Feathered Airstrike just to make sure no backup can reach him.
nicely anticipated. Really nice here. Their moment, I'm guessing that Alien's movements were a little readable from the FYG, right? They're coming in extremely prepared, and here we go.
AOG comes in, lands on Apex, followed up by the falling Star Moon. Rosa nearly dies, able to flicker away from Long just in time, but that's the battle spell gone. That's the mid inhibitor gone. Lord still alive at 40%. Dianfeng Yaoguai instantly switch over to the top inhibitor. The Fracture does nothing to PCU, and Yuan continuing to zone with the feathered airstrike. Dianfeng Yaoguai putting up a masterclass.
And Bolt is live, which means the tournament is live. And they're counting down.
Utilizing their ult all at once. They know that they have such a big lead that they can't lose their initial engagers. So throw the Geo away, zone them away from these turrets. We still have the feathered airstrike as a deterrent, and not to forget, if the falling star move connects on anybody, they're almost guaranteed to die if all three of their members are ready to jump at them.
I really have to say, I am loving the willingness of Dianfeng Yaoguai of just throwing cooldowns to make something happen every single time their abilities are up, and the timing of which they combo them together. This is a well-oiled machine.
I mean, it's looking good for now. Things could easily change. One single mistake could easily turn this 10k lead back down to a 5k lead.
We haven't seen Ulfhednar have to come back from a deficit yet, so this is going to be a demonstration here. They get the stun on Zed, not able to continue with the feathered airstrike. Even Apex taking so much damage. Falling Star Moon drops him to 40%. Top inhibitor will fall. Alien not able to get the kick. Stolen feathered airstrike really just tickles Dianfeng Yaoguai. Fracture almost takes out Long, but he's able to survive. And they just walk out. They've achieved what they wanted.
Yep. Man, next Lord is going to be so important for Ulfhendar. If they can just drag this out, maybe they have an opportunity. But it's a 10k gold lead 11 minutes into the game. Nobody is strong enough.
Oh, KillVJ cuts off Alien in his own jungle. Monster kill for Zed. Level 14, 6-0-4 on the Suyo.
This is starting to look really unplayable here. KillVJ completely outscales Alien at this stage of the game, not to mention that he's already 3 levels up on him.
Sunshine is the only hope Ulfhednar have, and he's so far behind in farm. He is only level 11. There is nowhere on the map for him to get gold.
He does not have a Holy Crystal as well.
Ulfhednar is holding still. Yeah, man. I'm lost.
Keep Ulfhednar in their base as they just need their jungler as well as gold later to take this lord.
Trying to do so many things at once.
TNC gonna be caught out again. E1 coming over. Falling Star Moon lands, but Alien gets the cake onto the Parsa, so E1 has to flicker out. In the meantime, PCU just holding the front line, and Zed picking off Sunshine.
Esme alt can go farm if he sees. No, this is a defense Esme though, right?
Going to miss. TNC
I can't even talk that much, guys. I'm sorry. I am looking to end my stream.
At this point, the end is nigh.
Minion wave pushing in mid. Does Lian Feng Yao want to go for the end right now? There's still one in his standing. Zed almost dies, but a beautiful Venom strike into the sun. TNC almost dies. Legendary streak.
Def and Wai, they're gonna be picking up this second game, guys. And this is where Arnab, everybody, man. Thank you, man. Guys, I have to end my stream here, guys. I have to go, okay?
One hell of a game. And
See you guys again tomorrow, I think.
fast. Great stuff here as the early game fell into the hands of DFYG. And honestly, a very unique...
To hold the powers of the sun.